Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to historic Billwood Field on this Sunday afternoon. Bark in the Park Day as the North Platte Plainsmen get ready to take on the Colorado Cage Rats Baseball Club. Good afternoon, everybody. Tobias Zabori along with you for the broadcast. Sorry about the delay bit. Umpires waiting on them to arrive at Billwood Field, coming from about halfway across the state, so needing to accommodate the long drive time to Billwood Field as the Plainsmen get ready for their 10th game of the regular season, still hunting for that elusive first win on the year. They've started the season 0-9, but if there was ever a game that gave them hope this year, it was on Friday night. 10-7, the Plainsmen lost to the Cage Rats, another 3-run loss. However, that game felt like it was going to be a lot closer. For a while, it was a 2-run game, and it was thanks to the Plainsmen bats. The pitching, especially out of the bullpen as well, picked them up a lot. Early on, it was not necessarily the brightest of outlooks. Sota Inden had a fairly solid day. He went 5 2/3 innings, allowed 9 hits, but 7 earned runs, put the Plainsmen down in a hole. And then came the 6th inning from North Platte. 4 runs crossed the board. It started with a Mitsuki Kono walk, then Jovan Suarez doubled, then Ryan Kelly singled and drove in 2 runs, and then a wild sequence of errors happened in the field. Zach Knowlton ended up singling and scoring, and then Nick Hockmer doubled his way through, as well as the Plainsmen in that frame plated 4, and they made it a fairly close game. They scored 2 in the 7th after that to keep the score going close, and they took Josh Miller out of the ballgame, who was himself struggling. He went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 7 runs. However, after that, Gavin Duvall was lights out for 2 1/3. On the other side, on the Plainsmen mound, Nikolai Arbach had probably his best appearance of the year to this date. 2 innings, 1 hit allowed, 2 strikeouts. Arbach came in relief as the fireman in the 6th inning with runners on base. There was a double by Kobe DeJesus that scored an inherited runner. When Dylan Groff came into the game, when Arbach came in, he had runners at first and second. They had already scored Jimmy Fafinski after the triple, and a balk had that man down at second from the Ben Tate single. And then came the fantastic performance by Arbach. 2 on, nobody out. He gets a ground out, another ground out, and then a backdoor pickoff play to get the runner at first, which ended the frame. And then in the 8th inning, he strikes out the first batter he sees. He only allowed 1 hit. That was Kobe DeJesus, and if you're looking for a man today who might do it for the Cage Rats, it would be Kobe DeJesus. He went 5 for 5 on the day for the Cage Rats, had 2 doubles, scored 3 runs, drove in 4, had arguably his best day. As we get ready to take a look at the visiting lineup from this Cage Rats club, it's basically the exact same lineup they trotted out on Friday afternoon. You look through, Holden Jetsula batting leadoff, Kobe DeJesus in second, Matthew Lemke will be third. Blake Wilson will bat in the cleanup role, Jimmy Fafanski will hit 5th as the DH. Ben Tate will bat 6th. Matt Whiting will hit 7th. Nick Carlson bats 8th. The one difference between Friday night and tonight is the 9-hole hitter. Friday night, it was Jake Olgan Pacheco. He was selected as that night's K-man for the ball game. Basically, if you haven't been to a game at Billwood Field, K-man is selected for every single ball game, and if he strikes out in that frame, it's half off drinks the rest of the inning. So Olgan Pacheco came up in the 6th and struck out. He did not have a good day altogether. 1 for 5. He scored 1, drove in 1, but other than that, his day was nothing to write home about. So he is out of the lineup. Replacing him in left field is Chase Brunson. Brunson just graduated from high school. He's committed to play at Loyola Marymount University. And now he will get ready to face the Plainsmen in his first game of collegiate action. On the other side, the Plainsmen have another new guy getting ready to take in. You're going to look at him there in the fielding role. It's the man in right field, Kenneth Sugi. Sugi, coming out of Kaskaskia College, hit .264 with a .353 on base percentage, 17 runs batted in. He walked 10 times, struck out 16 times, and will hopefully bring a bit of a spark to this Plainsman offense. Another foreign-born player, Sugi, from North Vancouver, British Columbia, as we take a look at the rest of the Plainsman defense surrounding Kenneth Sugi. On the mound, Anthony Comfort. He'll get the start, the big lefty. His battery mate is Carmelo Ortiz. Kelly is at first. Trey Runge is down at second. Mitsuki Kono will be at short. And Kyle McConaughey will be at third. The outfield from left to right, Sam Bond, Zach Knowlton, and Kenneth Sugi. Sugi, again, making his first appearance. Sam Bond was not necessarily supposed to play today. It was supposed to be Nick Hockmer. However, a late scratch put Sam Bond into the lineup as he gets ready to play another game, hoping to break out from a bit of a slump. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more pregame coverage of the North Platte Plainsmen here on the Plainsmen YouTube channel. Welcome back. Pre-game coverage of the North Platte Plainsmen as they still look for their first win of the regular season as they take again the Cage Rats from Colorado. As we get a look at the Plainsmen starting lineup presented as we finally have home plate umpires and field umpires for today's game, so we will play. Taking a look at the Plainsmen batting lineup, Cade Owens will lead off. He'll be the DH. He'll be followed by Mitsuki Kono. Ryan Kelly will be batting third. Zach Knowlton will be the cleanup hitter. He'll be followed by Sam Bond, who was a late scratch add-in for Nick Hockmer. Kenneth Sugi, the new kid, will make his way through. He will be batting 6th from Kaskaskia College. He'll be followed by Carmelo Ortiz at the catching role. Trey Runge bats 8th, and rounding out the lineup is Kyle McConaughey on the mound. Anthony Comfort, he'll be taking on Brady Cunningham. As the Plainsmen taking the field now, as we have the plate meeting going out at home plate today. Bark in the park. And we also had that bit of delay, so the Plainsmen were having a bit of fun during the delay, playing some cornhole down there on the side, getting loose before today's game. And just like as we've been saying for quite a while, it does not feel like a team that has started the year 0-9. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. When we come back, Plainsmen and the Cage Rats here in this final game of a 2-game set. Welcome back after the national anthem. Game 10 on the Plainsmen calendar as they take on the Cage Rats, ending out this long homestand here at Bill Wood Field before they hit the road for 7 consecutive games starting this week as we have a bit of a face-off going on down the side. Noah Soper for the Plainsmen standing off against one of the Cage Rats after the anthem. As Soper walks away the winner for the Plainsmen. We've had a couple of anthem standoffs this year. The Plainsmen seem to be winning those as they win it today on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Game 2 of this series, we were supposed to be in Game 3 today. However, the prospect of bad weather yesterday forced us to cancel that game altogether. However, Nebraska weather can be finicky, can be a little bit weird, and ultimately we were not hit by the storm we thought we were going to be hit by. However, we took precautions and did not play that game. But we'll be finishing that series off today before the Plainsmen make their way out to Colorado for 3 games starting tomorrow. As the Plainsmen take the field, Anthony Comfort on the bump. They're wearing their green uniforms with the green Plainsman Pete hat and the white pants. Meanwhile, the Cage Rats will be wearing their dark blue tops with the blue hats and their white pants on the other side. Comfort, the lefty, entering today. He's had a good season so far, 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 12 hits, just 4 earned runs, a 4.70 ERA. He struck out 8 batters. However, he is now 0-2 on the season out of his 2 appearances due to the Plainsmen not being able to find a win, and he's being tabbed the tough luck loser in pretty much all of those games. His most recent was a rough outing he had against the Hayes Larks back on the 4th. That was the 10-error spectacular where he started and took the loss in that game. Holden Yatzlaw will come to the plate for the Cage Rats. The leadoff man went 1 for 5 in their most recent affair against the Plainsmen on Friday afternoon. Comfort readies. He will kick and fire, and the first pitch is in there for strike 1. Comfort, the lefty, facing another lefty. He fires on the next pitch. He offers a half hack at it. but it will be a ball. It'll be 0-2, excuse me, as he went around on the swing. So the count is now 0-2 to Comfort's first batter faced. Yatsla struck out twice when these teams met on Friday. Comfort, kick and fire. It's way high, so count is 1-2. He struck out only one against the Larks on the fourth as he kicks and fires the 1-2. A high pop-up, twisting foul off the first base side, and it will get out of play. Lands in the bullpen for the Cage Rats. Nobody back there as of right now. They have not brought a large traveling crew with them here to the convergence of the Platte River. So count is 1-2 to the first batter of tonight's ball game. Comfort throws it right over the plate as Yatsla holds up on a swing, so the count is even 2 apiece. Behind the plate, Carmelo Ortiz has to find that ball back in the grass, but because nobody on, not going to be a dangerous play. 2-2 from Comfort is low, ball 3. Comfort fires it a bit low of the strike zone. So the count is full with nobody out to the first batter of tonight's ball game, Holden Yatsla. He will fire. Swing and a liner, foul off the left side. Gets off towards the party deck on our end. So Yatsla is making Anthony Comfort work. He will fire in another full count pitch, and it hits him. So Yatsla works his way back in the count and wears the pitch, so the first batter is on in today's game, and that'll bring up Kobe DeJesus. DeJesus was easily the best player on this Cage Rats team on Friday. He went 5 for 5. He scored 3 runs, drove in 4, had 2 doubles and 3 singles, and he proved to be the Plainsmen' biggest nemesis. In the 6th inning, he drove in the runs who were held on base that Dylan Graw was brought in to get out, as the first pitch is in there for strike 1. Yatsla leads off a first, and he will throw over, but standing is Yatsla, as Comfort trying to keep the runners at first honest in this ball game. When he faced the Larks, they started to run freely on him later in his outing, as he'll fire that one into the plate, and it's a bit outside. Count is 1-1. DeJesus goes to Houston University, is from DeBali, Texas. Excuse me if I mispronounce that town name. Do not know my Texas towns, as that ball is hit down the line in right field, but it will hook foul. As a Maine kid myself who goes to college in New York, Texas town pronunciations have never been my strong suit. However, in college he hit 107 with a 286 on base percentage. Friday night he showed that he was one of the top hitters that the University of Houston might have, just waiting on their bench. The 1-2 pitch to DeJesus is outside. Count is even 2 apiece. After DeJesus, it's Matthew Lemke, the former Hastings sodbuster. So a 2-2 count to DeJesus, with Yatsla leading off a first. Comfort throws it over the plate, fouled back into the screen, and it bounces off of some of the backstop padding. And a bit more scary for the fans sitting in the kind of bench seats that we have right behind the screen. Obviously, the screen will keep them safe, but on Friday, those seats were a little further back. Yesterday, we had to move them in to move our merch trailer over. And those concrete benches are heavy, so we only moved them a little bit back to save our backs. Here's the 2-2 from Comfort. A liner into center field. Moving over is Knowlton. That will drop in front of him, so the Runners advance 1 base each. Yatzlaw to second. And so the first 2 men get on, even after falling behind with 2 strikes. And that'll bring up Lemke. Lemke drove in 2 himself on Friday. He went 3 for 5 in that ball game, 2 doubles, as Comfort facing traffic in the first. Back in that game, Sota Inden struck out the first batter he faced in Yatzlaw. He then allowed 3 consecutive singles and a total of a run in that inning. Here's his first pitch, and that'll be strike 1. Lemke, the Mount Olive, New Jersey native. Readies, and that ball's in the dirt. Count is even 1 apiece, and a nice block by Carmelo Ortiz keeps the ball in front of the plate. And now Ortiz will have a chat with his pitcher, Comfort, who, despite getting ahead in the count and having 2 strikes on every single batter he has faced, has not been able to put anyone away. A hit by pitch on a full count to Yatzlaw, and then a single up the middle by Kobe de Jesus. Has gone early traffic for the Cage Rats, and for the Plainsmen, the prospect of yet another early deficit. Something they would like to avoid before heading to Colorado. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swinging a little looper down the right field line into foul territory, falls harmlessly out of play. Count is 1-2. Ryan Kelly, the first baseman, tried to track it down, but couldn't run after it fast enough. So once again, Comfort has 2 strikes against a batter. We'll see if he can put him away. Kelly, the first baseman, making his first start at first base this season. He has either been the designated hitter for the Plainsmen or he's been the catcher. He was the catcher on Friday. He was the fill-in catcher in the second game of the doubleheader after a couple of ejections. As the next pitch is lined into center field, that's a base hit. Knowlton will pick it up off the turf. He'll fire it in. Run scores in Yatzlaw. As 3 batters have come to the plate, they have all reached the single by Lemke. It's 1-0 Cage Rats. And for Anthony Comfort, that is not the start he wants in this ball game. He'd rather settle some guys down. But now you get to Blake Wilson, the cleanup hitter. He went 3 for 4 on Friday. He was hit by a pitch. The one time he didn't make his way on base, he struck out. He had an RBI in that game as well. That came in the first inning when he scored Kobe de Jesus after the single by Matthew Lemke. Lemke and de Jesus on first and second. Comfort's first pitch is in there for strike 1. So he's been starting off counts really well. It's just finishing at bats that right now Anthony Comfort has to find himself doing more of. He will ready himself on the mound to fire in an 0-1 pitch to the cleanup hitter, and it's in the dirt. Count evens 1 apiece. Comfort spent a year at Southwestern Community College before going to the University of Jamestown, which is up there in North Dakota. A criminal justice major. Trying to put away Blake Wilson. Runners go, throw is high, throw down to third, skips away from Kyle McConaughey, but the runners hold. So it's runners at second and third with nobody out and time called as Lemke, de Jesus, waiting down at third. The double steal has put runners in scoring position still with nobody out, and a 1-1 count to Blake Wilson. The Plainsmen would like to get out of this inning with only the 1 run of damage against them. The likelihood of that starting to dissipate with every pitch. Comfort readying on the mound. He'll fire. It is just outside, and that'll be ball 3. 3-1 the count. Southwest Community College, a little fun fact about there. My stepdad, Richard Keene from Southwest Community College, at least that's where he started before transferring as a swing and a miss on the 3-1 pitch makes it 3-2. As here on Bark in the Park Day, with a lot of dogs in the family and a dog-loving family, there's going to be a lot of mentions on this broadcast. Full count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Blake Wilson goes down, and there's the first out for Anthony Comfort. So one down. That'll bring up Jimmy Fafinski. Fafinski went 1 for 4 on Friday. He scored a run. He also grounded into a double play and had 2 strikeouts. And the first pitch from Comfort is swung on the ground. It'll be botched by the shortstop, Kono. It rolls into center field. 1 run is scored. The second run is coming home. At first is Fafinski. So 2 score. It's 3-0. As the Plainsmen, after only 1 error yesterday, have already put one up, and it's only the first inning. 2 runs score on the error, and that brings up Ben Tate. He batted .500 in the game on yesterday. As he swings through the first pitch, it's strike 1. Went to Hill College this past year, trying to transfer up from a JUCO to a higher program. As Comfort fires in the 0-1, and it does clip the zone. It's 0-2. Tate struck out in that game. That strikeout came to end the first inning. Plainsmen trail 3-0 in this final game of this homestand. There's a little looping liner to center field. That's going to get down in front of Knowlton. Runner will advance 1 base, and Anthony Comfort cannot get anybody out in this ball game. He has faced 6 batters. He has 1 strikeout, 3 hits against them, a hit by pitch, and 1 man who has reached on an error, and that's Fafinski down at second. And now Matt Whiting. He went 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch and had a walk. He did score on that hit by pitch. He also grounded into a double play. As he takes a pitch high, it's ball 1. That double play ended the 3rd inning, what was a dangerous inning for Sota Indin. He got out of it without a run allowed. That was one of the only clean innings the Plainsmen allowed in that ball game. Comfort checks back at second, now throws it in for strike 1. Count evens 1 apiece. With only 1 man out, the Cage Rats are already at the 7-man in their lineup. And after him, it'll be Nick Carlson. Comfort looking back, now fires in the 1-1. Low, ball 2, throw down to first is not in time as Ben Tate gets back. So the count is 2-1. They tried a backdoor pickoff of Ben Tate. Tate was wise and got back to the bag. So it is 2-1. Comfort readies. Checking back at second, now he'll throw it in. And the pitch is in there, strike 2. Matt Whiting checked his swing, but it will not matter as they say the pitch was a strike regardless. So once again, he has 2 strikes on a batter. He's only converted once today. That was Blake Wilson, the 4-hole hitter. Comfort with the 2-2. In the dirt, full count. And he's in danger of walking the bases loaded. After Whiting, it'll be Carlson. Carlson went 0 for 5 yesterday. 4 groundouts and an error. Comfort with the full count offering. Runners hold, foul ball. And the first base coach tried to make a play on it, but saw the hot liner and stepped back and let it hit off one of the fence posts at the very end in foul territory. Just missing hitting a lawn chair. Count remains full. Comfort waiting for his pitch on a full day at the ballpark. And now he will step off as the umpire cleans off home plate. Today, a packed day, Bark in the Park. So a lot of fans with a lot of pups out here in the stands. Here's the 3-2 pitch. In there, strike three called. Whiting is down on strikes. And a huge second out for Anthony Comfort. And that'll bring up Nick Carlson. Carlson reached in via an error in the 9th inning. That helped them score a run that made it a 3-run ball game. Other than that, it was 3 groundouts to the shortstop, Mitsuki Kono, and 1 to the then third baseman, Jovan Suarez. Today, Kyle McConaughey's at the hot corner as the first pitch is inside. It's ball 1. Carlson, the righty, behind the dish today, will get ready to face a 1-0 from Comfort. He swings and hits a ball on the ground over towards third. It's picked up by McConaughey. He goes the long way to first, high, tag applied, and he's safe. Kyle McConaughey's throw is high. Ryan Kelly is pulled off top of the bag, and his tag could not apply before the runner Carlson steps on first. So 2 errors in just the first inning. And after a game where there was a lot of promise by the Plainsmen, they have now reverted to some of their previous mistakes, and the bases are loaded for Chase Burleson, the high schooler who hits a foul ball off towards the packed parking lot. And it will roll over. Burleson just graduated from his high school, commit at Loyola Marymount University. The 0-1 pitch is low in the dirt. It's ball 1. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs for the 9-hole hitter. If he can find his way on, the Cage Rats would officially bat around in the first inning. They would also score at least 1 more run and give the Plainsmen just that much more to worry about. The 1-1, ball 2. Burleson will be playing out in left. Here's the 2-1 from Comfort. Fouled back into the netting. We're all even at 2 apiece. And that ball takes a strong hop off the chicken wire netting. Bounces behind Carmelo Ortiz, who tried to play on it. But Comfort will hand it off to the umpire, who will put it back into his satchel. Count is 2-2. 2 men out. The bases are loaded for the 9-hole hitter, as the Cage Rats already lead 3-0 over a Plainsman team who has started the year 0-9. The 7th game of this homestand. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Burleson strikes it out. The K-Man goes down. Half off beverages for everybody. And that ends the inning. 3 runs cross the plate, however, for the Cage Rats. It's 3-0 as we go to the Plainsmen batting order.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They will have you looking sharp for Nebraska Land days. Whether it's boots, hats, or apparel, KJ's Boots and Western Wear will have you stepping into a world of Western style.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Clear Focused Eye Care, with comprehensive optometry service ranging from exams, corrective lenses, and treatments for dry eye. Clear Focus is your one-stop shop for any visual needs you have. Check them out at clearfocuseyecare.com.
The Plainsmen come up to hit, down 3-0 in the bottom half of the first inning, as Brady Cunningham will come out to pitch for the Cage Rats. The righty will face this lineup. Braden Cunningham, goes to Houston University from Lantana, Texas, the righty, and he's got athletic genes in his blood. His dad, JR, played basketball at Arizona State University. He then transferred and played at Tulsa, as he will come on and get ready to pitch against the Plainsmen. Did not have any innings for the Cougars at Houston this past year. Waited and worked on his stuff. And so he will face the Plainsmen batting order. Leading off, Cade Owens. He'll be followed by Mitsuki Kono. Ryan Kelly batting third. Zach Knowlton in the cleanup role. Bond in left. Kenneth Sugi will be in right. Carmelo Ortiz, the catcher, bats seventh. Trey Runge batting eighth. And Kyle McConaughey rounds out the batting order. In the field behind Cunningham, Carlson will be his battery mate behind the plate. Ben Tate is down at first. Matt Whitting is at second. Kobe de Jesus is at short, and Wilson is over at third. The outfield from left to right looks like this: Brunson, Yatzlaw, and Lemke. As the Plainsmen have finally been able to start getting some hits on the board, the last 3 games, including a 7-inning affair, they have 30 total hits. Before that, their previous 3, they had 20. That was boosted by an 11-hit performance in 1 game. They've been able to find some runs as well. 7 in their last game, 8 in the one before that, 5 in the game before that. The only problem is their pitching staff has let them down, and they've been leaving some runners on. But now they try and parlay that into some offensive efficiency. Cade Owens to the plate. He's hitting .235 on the season. He's one of those dangerous men where if he finds his way on base, he can find his way down to second. As the first pitch from Cunningham is in there for strike 1. Owens, 7 steals. He has 4 hits, but he's walked 4 times as well. He's been hit twice, leading to his .435 on base percentage. The 0-1 fouled off into the parking lot. Count is 0-2. Owens did not play on Friday against the Cage Rats, nor did he play against the BJs, as there's a high fly ball hit in the air to right field. Lemke moving back towards the wall, settles at the warning track. There's out number 1. Cade Owens, a loud pop-up to the right fielder, which had some carry, but no wind at all today, and it died just between the Maple Park Dental sign and the HRD Bat Company sign in right field as Lemke made the play. So Mitsuki Kono, with 1 man out, will come up to hit as Cunningham fires the first pitch. It's a rocket to center field, but waiting right there for it, the center fielder, Yatzlaw. He drops it. Yatzlaw took a dive at the ball, didn't move in enough, and it escapes from under his glove. So Mitsuki Kono reaches what's going to be an E8 until they have a man on first. What I was going to say after that pitch was about the high fly ball to right field. The Plainsmen have only 2 home runs on the season. The dimensions at Billwood Field are not helping them. 330 down the lines, 360 in the power alleys, 400 to dead center. Both of their home runs came in Gehring, Nebraska, as the first pitch to Ryan Kelly is a strike. Kelly has maybe been the most efficient hitter the Plainsmen have. He's hitting .500 this season coming into this game. As he takes the next pitch high, it's ball 1. That was helped by a 1-for-2 performance on Friday. He had a single, he walked twice, was hit by a pitch. He only got out once. As the next pitch from Cunningham is on the ground, it is through the left side. That's the base hit. Kono will stop at second, but after a loud fly out, it's runners at first and second for Zach Knowlton. Knowlton has hit .207, struck out 14 times. He's only walked once, but he has 3 RBIs. As he will face Cunningham, who has allowed a lot of contact so far this inning. All 3 batters have put the ball in play as the first pitch is ball 1. The righty Knowlton waits. Swing and a ground ball, foul. Count is 1-1. Head coach Jared Jones reached his hand out but won't make any real effort at it as he let it just kind of trickle away. Knowlton hit 5th in the last game. He came into that game hitting 160. He then went 2 for 4 and has moved his average up to 207. He's on a bit of a hitting tear these last few games as Cunningham will step off the mound and reorganize himself. He was only hitting 100 coming into the 3rd game against the BJs on Thursday. He then went 2 for 4 in that game as well. As the 1-1 pitch, he swings through it. Count is 1-2. He checked his swing. It was not a very good swing, but he couldn't hold up and he went around. So now Cunningham has him down 1-2 with 2 on and 1 out. Down by 3 runs. And the pitch is away, full count. Excuse me, 2-2. Got a little ahead of myself there. Anyway, the count is even with 2 apiece. Runner at first. And Ryan Kelly, the man at second. Mitsuki Kono reached on an error, a drop by Yatzlaw. The 2-2 in the dirt. Now we have a full count. See, I knew it was coming. I just was about a step ahead. The full count to Knowlton. As the righty in the green uniform with the gray numbering and the white lettering across the front gets ready to face a full count. Runners faint going. The ball is low and away, and the bases are juiced. A walk to Zach Knowlton, and that brings up the left fielder, Sam Bond, who has been due for quite a long time coming into this game. He's 0-3 on the season, 10 strikeouts, just 1 hit in all his trips to the plate. 19 at-bats, 20 plate appearances. As he hits a ball on the ground, that gets through, up the middle, base hit. In to score is Kono. Rounding third is Kelly. The throw is cut off by Cunningham. The throw home, not in time. Sam Bond comes through in the clutch. It's a 1-run game. Ryan Kelly scores from second. Mitsuki Kono scores from third. As down to second goes Zach Knowlton as Kenneth Sugi makes his way to the dish. Sugi came to North Platte yesterday, just checked in today, got his uniform and everything at our office just this afternoon, and already the lefty is playing in his first game. As the pitch from Cunningham is low, it's ball 1. Sugi, not a large kid, listed as 5'9" on the roster, however, does not look it. At Kaskaskia, he hit .264 with a .353 on-base percentage. The 1-0 is hit right back to Cunningham, who bobbles it, so he'll only have 1 play, and that's to first, as Sugi can't quite dig it out. There's out number 2, but both runners advance, so it's second and third with 2 men out, as Carmelo Ortiz comes to the plate. Ortiz coming to the plate, .222 batting average, 3 strikeouts, a double already on the C3 to start this game against the first 9 batters. Cunningham's pitch swung back into the screen. It's 0-1. Ready. Ortiz with 2 in scoring position, 2 men out against Cunningham. He takes strike 2. Pitch broke into the strike zone. And so now, in danger of his 4th strikeout on the year, the catcher from Cudahy, Wisconsin. The South Milwaukee High School graduate gets ready in the batter's box. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, ball skips away from the catcher. The tying run scores. It's 3-3. Down to third goes Sam Bond, a wild pitch that hit off the left shin guard of Carlson and skipped towards the Plainsmen dugout. The count is 1-2. The go-ahead run is 90 feet away. And after Anthony Comfort faced all 9 batters in the first, allowed 3 to score, it is tied at 3 apiece. Ortiz waits with a 1-2 count. Game tied. Takes ball 2 inside. Count evens at 2-2. He had 5 hits at Milwaukee Area Technical College. Already 2 with the Plainsmen. Has brought a lot of energy to this team. Now tries to bring a lead in the first inning against the Cage Rats. Swing and a miss. Foul tips into the glove. That'll be strike 3, and the inning is over. The North Platte Plainsmen keep the plucky play up. We are tied at 3 as we go to the second.
Great Plains Foot and Ankle, providing quality health care since 1991. Great Plains Foot and Ankle is the perfect place to go for any foot pains. And with no referrals needed, it's as easy as ever to schedule an appointment with them today.
Maple Park Dental Associates has the best quality dental care and the friendliest staff. With top-notch dentists in 3 locations, you can be sure to get your regular checkups and cleaning, plus any dental care anyone in your family needs, including fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, wisdom tooth extractions, implants, dentures, partials, straightening, and whitening. They can even help with those facial fine lines and wrinkles. Love your smile with the help of Maple Park Dental Associates, with offices in North Platte, Sutherland, and Broken Bow.
Miller Coors provides beer to Bellwood Field for the 2023 season. From Coors Banquet and Light to Budweiser and other Bud products, the Plainsmen are proud to have Miller Coors provide beverages for all Plainsmen home games, and please drink responsibly.
Welcome back. The North Platte Plainsmen have tied the game at 3 as we go to the top half of the second inning. Anthony Comfort back on the mound. He allowed 3 runs after the hit by pitch, the single, and the single by DeJesus and Lemke. But now he will face the top of the lineup once again, the 1-2-3 batters. Yatzlaw will hit first as 3 runs score against Cunningham in the bottom of the first inning. A rally that was started after the drop ball by Yatzlaw that allowed Mitsuki Kona to work his way on base. As Ryan Kelly singled, Zach Knowlton walked, and then the 2-run single by Sam Bond made it 3-2. Then a wild pitch drove in Zach Knowlton. That tied this game at 3. As Yatzlaw, who led off with a hit by pitch, he was down 0-2 in the count. He then worked it to full, and then was hit by the next pitch by Comfort. As the first pitch is away, it's ball 1. Comfort readies, steps and fires, and it's a high fly ball hit in the air to right field. Sugi settling under it. DeJesus from Dibble, Texas, will come into the right-handed batter's box. He singled back in the first, was a part of the double steal. He was the leader of that, made his way down to third, and he takes strike 1. Comfort settling himself back onto the mound, now in a tie game at 3. Kicks and fires, and it's away, ball 1. Just in the left-handed batter's box. And now he'll get ready. The 1-1 count to the shortstop, DeJesus, is low, ball 2. DeJesus hit in the second inning on Friday. He also had a single in that at-bat, so his day starting the same way. It's a little looper to right field, but Sugi is right there, out number 2. So after 6 consecutive at-bats for Kobe DeJesus, where he gets a hit against the Plainsmen, his next one finds the glove of Kenneth Sugi, who in the second inning of his first game in the green and white has already seen plenty of action. And so 2 down. And that will bring up Matthew Lemke. He was the 3rd consecutive man to reach back in the first. He drove in a run as the first pitch is in the dirt. He has to move his way out of it. Count is 1-0. As we see the ball flipped to one of the Plainsmen pitchers down there, Justin Santos, who we will be having on the broadcast later today, as the 1-0 pitch is low and away, ball 2. Comfort readies and fires the 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Lemke held off on it, but Comfort fired in a fastball. And now has a pitch back in the count. It's 2-1. As he fires in his next offering, that is just low, 3-1 the count. 2 outs on 2 flyouts to the right fielder Kenneth Sugi, and a 3-1 count to the right fielder. As Lemke swings on the ground over the shortstop, Kono gloves it, takes a step onto first, inning over. Mitsuki Kono makes a nice play, redeems himself for the error back in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. The Plainsmen and the Cage Rats still tied at 3.
The Nebraska Lottery. From the Mega Millions to the jackpot and the Nebraska Pick 5, the Nebraska Lottery has it all. And with realtors all over the state, it's as easy as ever to try your luck on the lottery. And please remember to gamble responsibly.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They have everything you need to embrace the Western lifestyle. Find the perfect fit, whether it's boots, hats, or apparel. Step into a world of Western style at KJ's Boots and Western Wear.
Some special promotions here on Bark in the Park Day. The normal pizza handout with the dogs getting into the loudest fan in attendance. And I think even though the pizza was handed out to one of the rooting aggregate there behind home plate, a dog may have deserved it a little bit more and probably would want that pepperoni pizza from Domino's more than any person could possibly. I know my 2 back home would love that a lot. As the Plainsmen get ready to hit in the bottom half of the second inning, tied at 3. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1-hole hitters against Cunningham, who allowed 3 runs in the first inning. Again, one of those came off the error by Yatzlaw. That started the rally, so we'll only have 2 earned against him, but 3 total off of his pitching, as he allowed the singles to Ryan Kelly, the walk against Knowlton, and the single against Sam Bond, as now Trey Runge, who has 1 hit this season, steps up to the plate in the leadoff spot. It's ball 1 in the dirt, count is 1-0. Again, I talked about them a little bit at the open of this inning, but a special shout out to Anka and Guster, my 2 pups back home. Anka, the standard poodle, Guster, the Aussie Catahoula mix, as the 1-0 pitch is swung through by Runge. Count is even 1 apiece. And a third being added to the family just next week, Enid, a pit bull from down south, another rescue to add towards our lovely dog family. Miss them all out here in Nebraska. 1-1 pitch is a little looper into right field. Chasing after it, Whitting. He settles under it. That'll be out number 1. Whitting had to take a step back and then over. Looked like he had it misjudged initially, but settled under it in the right spot. So Runge's slump continues, and that'll bring up Kyle McConaughey. He's walked 3 times this year, as a .250 on-base percentage. The only problem is McConaughey has not been finding the hits. As he swings at the first pitch, ground ball on the infield. Glove by DeJesus onto first in time. That's out number 2. So 1 pitch, and already McConaughey, who swung through it on a close ground out, will bring up the top of the lineup, and that'll be Cade Owens. The DH flew out to right field. It was a loud fly out to start this ball game. It looked like it might clear the fence, but the tall wall in the deep outfield prevented anything special for Owens. As the first pitch is in the dirt, it's ball 1. Again, entering today, the Plainsmen have played 9 full games. They've only hit 2 home runs They hit one each in the first 2 games against the Western Nebraska Pioneers in Gering. They have yet to hit one at Billwood Field. As the next pitch is outside, it's 2-0. After Owens, it'll be Mitsuki Kono, who started the rally back in the first. Owens shows bunts, pull back. Ball is in there, strike 1. So Cade Owens showed bunt, pulled back, but didn't pull back in time. So now the count is 2-1. He'll swing through the next one, ground ball over to first base. It'll be a fair ball, and it's kicked by the first baseman, Tate. And so Cade Owens reaches. We're going to see how the official scorers rule that one. They will rule it an error on Tate, the first baseman, who went to field it in front of the bag and kicked it foul. It looked like for a second it was going to go foul before it hit the bag. Tate tried to make a play on it, but in doing so allows Cade Owens to reach with 2 outs, and Mitsuki Kono, who reached via the error to lead off the Plainsmen rally, comes to the dish and takes strike 1. Kono from Sierra College will face Cunningham. Runner goes, he swings over the top of it, ground ball back to Cunningham, sets his feet, fires it on to first, and there is out number 3. The Plainsmen leave a man on after the error as we go to the 3rd inning. 3-3 your score at Billwood Field.
Nebraska Land Bank. Nebraska Land provides big bank services with the benefits of a local establishment. With 3 locations in North Platte, Nebraska Land provides home loans and personal accounting services along with business service as well.
North Platte Regional Airport. With 2 daily flights to Denver, North Platte Regional Airport is just 1 short connection away from any destination in the world, all with short lines and personal service. Remember on your next flight to fly with North Platte.
Pepsi. From providing beverages to Plainsmen home games to being in the local deli's drink cooler, Pepsi is proud to support the North Platte Plainsmen, and our thanks to them for keeping the drink coolers stocked and ready at Billwood Field.
Scottsbluff County Visitors Bureau. Located just 3 hours from North Platte, Scottsbluff County features some of the most stunning landmarks in the state. From Chimney Rock to the surrounding hills and bluffs, Scottsbluff County has it all for your outdoor exploring dreams.
We are back, top half of the 3rd inning from Billwood Field as the Plainsmen and the Cage Rats tied at 3, and we have a special guest joining us in the broadcast booth. One of the Plainsmen starting pitchers, Justin Santos. Justin, it's a pleasure to have you up here with me.
How are you doing? Doing all right?
I'm doing quite well. How have you been doing?
Man, I'm good. It's kind of hot today, but it's all right. I've been doing all right.
Well, Friday was a much cooler day, and the rain certainly helped, and you seem to have a lot of fun out there in the rain. Is there any mentality you take into a rain delay?
Yeah, just get it done as quickly as possible. Nobody likes the rain, especially baseball players, so it's kind of whenever there's rain comes, you got to make the most of it, especially when you're off that day. You know, it's kind of just doing whatever you get to do. So.
Well, I saw you use the tarp as a slip and slide twice during that game. What inspired that just burst of joy?
I mean, you see a giant tarp and it's kind of wet. I mean, it just kind of, the little kid inside of me just kind of just reaches out whenever you see a giant tarp, a lot of water on it. It's almost just like, you know, why not? Just, you know, the little kid inside me just kind of took over, I guess, at that point.
You certainly had fun there as leading off the inning. Blake Wilson will come to plate. I'm going to ask you a question I've been asking everyone who's come up here. What brought you out to North Platte, Nebraska to play for the Plainsmen?
I mean, it's just like another opportunity. I mean, I was in New York last summer, and you know, this summer I'm in Nebraska. It's, you know, with baseball, it's kind of good. I'm able to see the whole country. You know, a lot of times I don't get to see a whole lot of things. You know, with, you know, family, I like to try to stay around them. So, you know, for the summertime, and it's kind of nice to go around and just see the different areas of the country and, you know, be able to play baseball at the same time. So I think that's kind of one thing that really inspired me, is just kind of being able to see the whole country.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention you spent last summer with that New York team, and one of your teammates, my own school. What was Matt Fabian like as a teammate? I know him as a player on the field, but as a teammate, what was Matt like?
He was a cool dude. I mean, he was a really cool dude. You know, he was a Canadian. you know, we would always give him a lot of crap. I mean, it's kind of his accent. Same thing we do with D-Graw, him just being from Canadian, joke around about, and you know, it was really cool hanging out with him to learn about, you know, Canada as a whole, and just seeing him. He was a really cool dude. No, I had no complaints with him.
A leadoff double by Blake Wilson. We've seen a lot of fun from this team on those pre-games, guys playing football out there, just having a good time. Today it was cornhole. Is there anyone who was kind of bringing that stuff up and telling people, hey, let's do this today, or is it just kind of grows out of something?
No, it's just kind of spontaneous. I mean, today we had an issue with the umpires, and, you know, the other day we had an issue with the rain delay. Kind of seeing the ball well. It's just kind of a matter of just putting it all together, putting the guys in the right spot, and just keep doing the same thing we've been doing.
Can you talk about Major Maiden a little bit more? Because I've tried to explain him. I don't know if I can really explain the character that is Major Maiden.
Well, Major actually, one of my previous junior college teammates I went to Vernon with, Marco Barrera. He's actually at Rogers now. He's looking for another place to play. Him and Marco are from the same place, Leander, Texas. So, you know, Major's kind of the same kind of guy I am. He's, you know, a Southern guy. You know, he's probably a little bit more country than I am, but you know, he's a big energy guy. I mean, it's just, there's nothing a whole lot else to say about him. He's a big old goofball. He's a really good guy to be around. Really positive guy, likes his celebrations. When you first meet him, you're never going to really kind of expect that from him, I guess. And then when you really get to know him, you just kind of realize he's a good dude to be around. Big positive guy. You know, really sure-handed in the field. Just kind of one of those guys that is just a joy to be around, honestly.
Well, he had a lot of fun on Western Wednesday, as did the entire team. Is that kind of been the most fun promotion that we've had around here for the guys on the team?
Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of enjoyed that day. Everybody kind of got their cowboy hat on. I mean, like I said, I'm not too big of a country guy. I kind of have my country traits, I guess, if you will. Being from Texas as is, you kind of just get born and raised in it. But I mean, everybody did have a fun time with that. I mean, we like to see all those fun things happen. Oh boy, Kelly.
Kelly gets out two, and he'll hold the runner at third. So 2 down in the frame.
No, it was definitely a fun day. You kind of got to get a different aspect to everybody. I mean, I don't know exactly how everybody's been raised up. I know North Platte, I've been coming to kind of learn, is a little bit more of a rural area. So it was definitely kind of nice to be out there and just having some fun with the guys and taking BP and IO and some of the Western stuff, so it was definitely a fun time.
Yeah, and learning more about North Platte. What has been your favorite part about just being in this community so far?
This community it's not really one easy way to describe. It's definitely a smaller town, but you wouldn't ever know unless you really kind of came here. You know, when I was first looking it up in North Platte, you know, I saw the population was, you know, 40,000 or how many ever it is, but I mean, you would think it would be a little bit bigger town, you know, especially coming from Fort Worth. I think the population's closer to 700,000, so, you know, I can go anywhere and see a new face everywhere I go, but, you know, in North Platte, you see a lot of the same faces, and you just wouldn't expect that to be the way it is, especially with the amount of people here, so.
And have you done something here or gone somewhere here that you've just absolutely loved?
Not necessarily. I think we still are we're kind of looking for that one spot that we can always go and hang out. Right now, we kind of been going to Brigham's and hanging out there watching the Stanley Cup Finals. And but I mean, it's just we're kind of just still looking for that one spot that we can necessarily call, I guess, in quote unquote, a home, to, you know, an after game spot that we can always go and hang out at and have a little bit of fun. You know, get some food and get a drink every now and then, and just go out and hang around and have it as a team aspect.
Well, you brought up the Stanley Cup Final. As a Maine kid myself, I got to ask, do you have a hockey team?
I don't. My dad's really big into hockey. I don't necessarily think he has a hockey team, but I know he's always been watch hockey, so I know we whenever I was younger, we watch a lot of hockey, and even still when I'm at home, we still watch a lot of hockey, so I know he's a big hockey fanatic. I don't think he has a team, but I definitely sure don't either.
And I do have a team that you're rooting for in the Stanley Cup Final. You're just rooting for some fun hockey games.
I just like watching the fights. I mean, and granted, that's not really the way to see hockey, but it's always nice to see the fights. It kind of just shows how much that game means to everybody. So,
well, we're going to take a quick break between innings. When we come back, we're going to have you on for a little bit more. Thank you for coming in, and stay tuned for some more as the Plainsmen go to the bottom half of the third, tied at 3.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They will have you looking sharp for Nebraska Land days. Whether it's boots, hats, or apparel, KJ's Boots and Western Wear will have you stepping into a world of Western style.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Clear, focused eye care with comprehensive optometry service ranging from exams, corrective lenses, and treatments for dry eye. Clear Focus is your one-stop shop for any visual needs you have. Check them out at clearfocuseyecare.com.
Ryan Kelly up to hit the bottom half of the third with the Plainsmen and the Cage Rats tied at 3 as Justin Santos joining us once again in the broadcast booth for some more. Justin, once again, thank you for doing this.
Of course.
Now, I got to ask you about some post-game meals. We've had a few people rotating through. We've had Domino's. We've had Runza. We've had Subway before the games. Has there been any one that has really stood out to you as a favorite?
I mean, hamburgers, hot dogs, pizza. I mean, you kind of can get those everywhere. But the Runza, I mean, I guess is the Nebraska post or the Nebraska staple. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily is the best, but I guess we definitely say you can't really find that anywhere else. It's definitely something I've definitely been the first time I've ever tried something like that, if that makes sense.
I will say the Runza hamburgers were they were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
I was surprised at how good they were.
Their Runza staples aren't terrible. I mean, it's definitely something I would never try if I knew exactly what was in it at first. But, I mean, it's not really that bad of a thing. I'm not necessarily a picky eater, but it's definitely something I wouldn't.
Okay, so the count is 0-2. Now, I got to ask you about Jared Jones. He seems to have really good hair. Do you know anything about his hair routine?
Man, I can't tell you. I mean, I'm not a big hair fanatic guy, but, man, he definitely has some good flow. I don't know exactly what he uses, but I know he definitely probably takes care of it. So,
is there anyone else on the team who has hair that is even comparable to Jaren's?
Schultzy, man. We call him Bambi, but Max Schultz, he has some good hair. He definitely has some good hair. Zirkle has some good hair. Bryce Butterfield definitely has some good hair. Those guys, you can tell they've been growing it out for a while, and they definitely take care of it.
Ball 1 to Zach Knowlton. Now, growing up and in high school, did you play any other sports besides baseball?
Yeah, I was a football player, and I tried to do a lot of other stuff too, but I had a lot of other stuff going on. I was pretty involved in my high school all around, so. I mean, even though I didn't play a whole lot of other sports, I definitely was involved with them. Basketball, the tennis kids. I was even in band my freshman year. God forbid, but I mean, those guys were fun. My school wasn't huge, but there were still enough people there that you could get around and you could meet somebody new every day and kind of get involved with those guys. So it was cool.
Sam Bond will come to the plate and take strike one. What is it like having the two Bond twins on this team? That's not something I've ever seen before coming out here.
Well, actually, I played with them my first year of college at Vernon. I actually played with those two guys. They were at Vernon there. Me, Tucker, and Sam, we were at at Vernon. They're actually triplets, if you didn't know that. There's a third one.
There's a third Bond.
There is a third triplet, actually. From my understanding, he is not the biggest athlete, if I understand that correctly, but he actually has some pretty good hair. If you actually ask, have you ever asked him to show you a picture? He has some very nice hair too, is what I've understood.
Did not know that there was a third Bond. That just makes this even more interesting with those two on the team.
No, I knew them. I've known them for I'm going on 5 years now. This is definitely going to be. I think this is going to be my 5th year coming up. I played with them last year. Played with my first year of college, and I've known them definitely for a while. So,
well, we go to the top half of the 4th inning. These two teams still tied at 3 with Justin Santos joining us.
Great Plains Foot and Ankle, providing quality health care since 1991. Great Plains Foot and Ankle is the perfect place to go for any foot pains. And with no referrals needed, it's as easy as ever to schedule an appointment with them today.
Maple Park Dental Associates has the best quality dental care and the friendliest staff with top-notch dentists in 3 locations. You can be sure to get your regular checkups and cleaning plus any dental care anyone in your family needs, including fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, wisdom tooth extractions, implants, dentures, partials, straightening, and whitening. They can even help with those facial fine lines and wrinkles. Love your smile with the help of Maple Park Dental Associates with offices in North Platte, Sutherland, and Broken Bow.
Miller Coors provides beer to Bellwood Field for the 2023 season. From Coors Banquet and Light to Budweiser and other Bud products, the Plainsmen are proud to have Miller Coors provide beverages for all Plainsmen home games, and please drink responsibly.
The best dizzy bat race in terms of form we've seen so far at Bellwood Field as we head to the top of the 4th. Plainsmen and the Cage Rats tied at 3. Justin Santos with us. Justin, ready to call this top of the 4th inning?
Yeah, AC's coming out for his 4th inning of work, and hopefully we can get another good inning here out of him. And the first inning wasn't exactly the best that he's had. Definitely didn't get exactly the best help. But he worked through it, and he's going to go back out for the top of the 4th for his 4th inning of work. Hopefully another good inning.
Well, he's going to have Nick Carlson as the leadoff batter, the catcher.
Yeah, this Cage Rats team's definitely been a really good hitting team. The only one time we played them, and I can definitely tell from all the guys that have pitched against them. I haven't gotten the chance to pitch against them, but they have definitely said that there were some pretty good hitters. You know, they were hitting balls off the ground everywhere, 3 balls off the plate everywhere. There's a good hitting team. This is AC throws ball 1. So far, he's kind of throwing a good game here. Got 2 past good quick innings. He comes in for the second pitch of that bat. Ground ball foul down the third base line. So I can ask you some questions. How has it been living in North Platte for y'all as the interns on the other side that we don't really see?
It has been a lot of fun. They've so far we've been all put up in the Mid-Plains community.
Shortstop, going to be a tough play. Safe.
Very close. But, yeah, they've put us up school in New York, and Nebraska is a very different environment than those 2 states.
I bet. I mean, I just been going to school in the South the whole time in Texas and Oklahoma, and I've been around rodeo and a bunch of sports I've never even thought were sports, and it's definitely been different coming up here. As AC delivers the first pitch of the at bat, called in for a strike. I got to ask, do you have rodeo? You got your guys' school where you go to school at, or?
We do not. Ithaca College does not have a rodeo program.
Did you ever think there was going to be a rodeo team at college or what?
I did not know that was a thing until this past year, although I would really love to call rodeo at least once in my life. I feel like it would be a fun experience.
It is definitely interesting. I went to Oklahoma Panhandle this last year, and it was definitely kind of crazy going to the rodeos this year because I know they have a pro rodeo over in the Goodwell, Oklahoma. Actually, it's in Guyman. Fly ball skied, shallow right, and it falls in. They're going to get the force out at second called safe off the bag. Kind of a question mark there. Who's going to have that ball? But, if you get the chance to go to a rodeo and you really go and watch, it's definitely an interesting aspect of life that you probably would never even imagine seeing if you haven't seen it before. At the top of the order comes up. Hits him on the first pitch. That's the second time he's been hit today. Sure, he's not happy.
It's got to feel tough. That's just got to hurt. The Nebraska Land Day is coming up, and I know rodeo is going to be a part of that, so if we have a day off in there, that might be a needed visit.
It's definitely something to go watch if you've never been to a rodeo. Like I said, ball to right field. Runner's going to tag up from third. Score easily. Score's now 4-3, top of the 4th. But, just being, like I said, being from Fort Worth, you always kind of get those stock show and rodeo tickets, so it's definitely something to go watch if you have not seen it. pro bull riding circuit and just the pro rodeo is always cool to see. I know this last year in Guyman, they did a bronc back riding contest of they dressed up as like a character. There was the Michelin Man and Mr. Clean, and it was actually kind of fun to watch. It was funny. Shout out to one of my buddies, Bailey. He was on the steer bronc, and I don't remember exactly what he dressed up for, but I know he won it. He was one of the ones that put the event on. He's a cool guy. Those rodeo guys are always pretty cool dudes to hang out with. Hang out after rodeos. Always laid down, or is always pretty down to earth guys. So, ball 2 comes in from AC. But yeah, how are you? Are you looking forward to the Nebraska Land Days?
Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime we get an opportunity to get out in the community, it's going to be great. But I've been hearing about Nebraska Land Days since, like, January. So it's been hyped up, and I hope it lives up to that hype.
Man, I'll tell you, I got here a week early before everybody just because it kind of worked better out with, my host family and, driving up here, especially from where I'm from in Texas. It would have been a longer drive back from home and drive from school. Ever since I first got here, it's been like Nebraska Land Days. You have to go to Nebraska Land Days, man. I can't stop hearing about it. So hopefully, I don't remember exactly the days are here, but I'm hoping maybe my parents can come up and maybe they can see Nebraska Land Days. I know they're planning on coming up for July 4th, so I don't know exactly when the days are, but maybe if they're here in time, they can see the end of it.
I know it's the end of June. I just don't know exactly when those dates fit in there.
Right. 2-1 count here. The third batter of the order. Strike called. AC can get a ground ball here, even though it's 1 run scored here. Probably shouldn't have. It'd probably still be a good inning. Looking for a ground ball here on 2 count or 2 strike count here. Not a bad pitch. What's been y'all's kind of go-to thing to do here whenever y'all are out hanging out?
Ooh, that's a very good question because we kind of do some different things. But I would say family dinner nights back at the dorm. So a few of us have gotten together. We go out, we buy like a frozen lasagna or just buy some pasta and cook it and just eat it all together.
That's nice.
It has been a great bonding experience just for all of us.
Who all lives with you in the dorms?
So in my dorm, it is Levi, our baseball operations intern, Corey, one of our marketing and promotions people, and then Daniel. He has a host family out in Brady, but that's like half an hour away. So on these long days, Daniel will just stay with us.
Nice.
And then across the way, one of our social media interns, Liz, is there, along with our other baseball ops person, Faith, and Nicole, another marketing and promotions.
Rocket back up the middle off of AC's glove. Tough play there. Way to keep it in the infield, though, AC.
And then next
Definitely
to
scored a run there.
That's a very impressive job. Took his glove off, but he was able to keep the runners honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, then next to our dorm, we have Sage, our stadium operations intern, Frankie, our other social media photography intern, and then Olivia, who is our other marketing and promotions intern. So we're all in the same central hub.
Nice.
It has been great for bonding,
Nice.
I will say.
Good pitch. Just down off the zone. We're in there for ball 1. I can definitely tell you AC has not been having the best luck on his outings. He's been getting a lot of tough plays, a lot of tough, tough, what's the right word? Tough shouts on plays. As Coach Davin Conway is going to go out for a mound meeting here. Probably settle down AC and just tell him to get a ground ball here, keep working hard. He's been pitching good up to this point. You can definitely tell AC is expressing his frustration.
Yeah, what are these mound visits like just from the assistant coach in a situation like this?
He's probably going out there, after 2 straight balls, after a tough play, or, a seed right back up the middle, taking off his pitcher's glove, luckily it didn't hit him. After 2 balls, he's probably just going out there to settle him down, just tell him to keep, pounding the zone, try to work hard for a ground ball here and let his infield work and try to get a double play and end the inning here. If he can get out of this inning with 1 run, it'd be a big scave out of the inning. Definitely a good spot here. for the hitter. You just got to work hard here to try to get out of this jam. If he gets out of this jam, it'll be big for us. So he throws a strike in there. It's fouled out. It's down the first base line.
I'm disappointed that we've only had one foul ball hit a car so far.
Man, I'll tell you what, the way the parking lot's set up here, I'd feel like there'd be more. Swing and miss on a curveball there. Count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, we are right on top of the parking lots here, and when the BJs came to town, they parked their bus in the wrong spot, so we felt like a foul ball was going to knock into that bus at some point. It never did, and we were all very disappointed.
So fly ball goes out in the right center gap. Zach Knowlton going out, and he's going to throw it in. Runner being waved around third base. Relay throw comes in safe at home. That's a tough situation there. Score now goes 6-3 in the top of the fourth. I can definitely tell you, though, the 4 years I've been in school, going on my 5th now, I've never seen a bus get hit. They always park in some really crazy spots, but they never get hit. And you would always think those buses are just big targets. They strike in there.
They feel like a magnet for a foul ball. They're so large.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you're parking in the wrong spot, it just feels like one that's hit the wrong way is going to clip it.
That's what I always thought. I don't know. Those bus drivers, man, they are very daring when they choose a place to park.
They got some magic in their parking skills.
Yes, they do. Ball skips away from Carmelo. Going to bring another runner in. Count now goes to 1-2. 1 out on the top of the fourth. So you got your book here. What all do you write in this book?
This is just my regular scorebook. I've been keeping it since, I think, my first year at Ithaca. It's got a couple of games in here. I've done a couple of Bomber baseball games, so I've got quite a lot in here. But over a long summer, I just need to keep track of the stats, especially on the road games, as we don't have our stat guy with us. It's up to me to make sure everything gets put in.
Good deal.
It's a lot of responsibility, but I'll take it.
I hear you. As that ground ball is going to squeak in through the middle and score another run. I don't know who's down in the pen first out today, but I could imagine somebody's going to have to go down there.
From our angle, it is just impossible to see.
I know AC's definitely up in the pitch count. I know after the second inning, he was already in the 50 range after that long first inning. Another ground ball up the middle. I'm going to advance the runner a second here. I'm going to runners on first and second with 1 out, top of the fourth. Davin's going down and probably see if we're going to get the tip of the cap here. He's going to tell the pitcher to go ahead and start getting going fast. Man, I can tell you, though, I mean, even though they score a lot of runs early, man, our offense has been good, and they've been, I can't say enough about our offense, man. They keep us in a lot of games when we probably shouldn't have been in games. As a pitching staff as a whole, I know I had a tough start the other night, and, I mean, they've been keeping us in a lot of games. They've been, keeping us there and, making the games a lot closer than what they probably should whenever we shouldn't be in a lot of them.
Yeah, 30 hits in the last 3 games coming into today. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, they've definitely stepped up. I know in the first couple of games, always in the start of the summer, it was kind of rough for them. Coming out and seeing, when we first played that first game against the Pioneers, as a foul ball.
Whoa.
Goes right off the fan, almost caught it. That was a seed right into the stands. But like I said, can't speak enough about our offense, keeping us in a lot of games and allowing us to keep the game close and a little less embarrassing, if you will. Especially as a pitching staff, we've been kind of we've been kind of down lately, as a staff, and we got to do a lot better if we're going to start winning some games here. So, I mean, speaking even by myself, I can always do better, something better every single day to give us a better chance to win. So. As AC is going to throw in 1-2 curveballs fouled back. I'd like to give my shout out, though. I know my mom and dad are probably watching right now. They always watch the games on YouTube. And then I think my sister, I don't know where my sister's at right now. I'm probably sure she's watching too, though. So my mom and dad are watching. Mom, I love you. Thank you for everything you do for me. I can't wait to see you on July 4th. I haven't seen you in 6 months, 7 months now, I think it's going on. I haven't seen them since winter break or, they came up every now and then for school, but, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
One-two count. AC delivers a pitch, ball high. What are y'all looking forward to most in the Nebraska Glen days? Y'all going to go to the concerts or what?
If we can, yeah. I think there are some of those concerts that a lot of us want to go to. Obviously, the rodeo, just all the show of Nebraska Land Days. As being a part of the Plainsmen team now, we can just kind of go out and enjoy some nights.
Runner here. Fly ball in the right field. He's going to drop. Throw comes into the cutoff, man. Nice little hit and run there, if that was called. Runner's going to advance up to third as Jared Jones is going to go out there for a pitching change and grab his starting pitcher.
That'll be Anthony Comfort's day on the mound. He'll go back to the dugout as the Plainsmen go to the bullpen. We'll take a quick break during the pitching change. When we come back, the rest of the fourth inning here on the Plainsmen YouTube channel.
The Nebraska Lottery. From the Mega Millions to the jackpot and the Nebraska Pick 5, the Nebraska Lottery has it all. And with realtors all over the state, it's as easy as ever to try your luck on the lottery. And please remember to gamble responsibly.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They have everything you need to embrace the Western lifestyle. Find the perfect fit, whether it's boots, hats, or apparel. Step into a world of Western style at KJ's Boots and Western Wear.
Nikolai Arbach, the new pitcher for the Plainsmen here in the top of the fourth inning, down 9-3 as Anthony Comfort's day ends on the mound.
I'll tell you what, though, this is definitely being one of the biggest pitchers I've ever been on a team with. Nikolai here, he is 6'8", and he is every single bit of 6'8". He is a huge guy. I don't know if the camera does him any justice, but he is definitely tall.
Our angle's not the best. It's a tiny camera mounted right here in the press box. We tried to get one down there where there's like a plastic tub zip tied onto the netting. How the transmitters we were using, we couldn't get a good signal. So we're going to keep playing around with that, especially when we got a couple days off here this week.
Man, you know what would even be the best if you tried to get one right over there on the back of the edge of the backstop where it like shows the whole field.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would. I don't know maybe if you could figure out the technology or whatever. I'm not, I'm the engineering major, but I'm not too big in all the camera stuff.
Daniel's pretty good with all that. He's been so helpful with figuring everything out. I've got some of the camera stuff down, but Daniel just knows. Daniel just knows a lot.
Yeah, I know that would probably be a good spot, maybe right on the edge, wherever the lip meets the part that comes in. Maybe, I don't even know.
As we say back home, Daniel is wicked smart.
Are you from Boston? Is he from Boston?
Maine. It's close. We're basically Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of differences, but like the Boston
The ground ball third
area.
base. Coochie going to get a double play here. Gets to end up getting a double play. Good job, Nikolai, coming in a big spot there. 1 pitch, 2 outs. We'll be right back. About 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Back in the 4th.
Nebraska Land Bank. Nebraska Land provides big bank services with the benefits of a local establishment. With 3 locations in North Platte, Nebraska Land provides home loans and personal accounting services along with business service as well.
North Platte Regional Airport. With 2 daily flights to Denver, North Platte Regional Airport is just 1 short connection away from any destination in the world, all with short lines and personal service. Remember on your next flight to fly with North Platte.
Pepsi. From providing beverages to Plainsmen home games to being in the local deli's drink cooler, Pepsi is proud to support the North Platte Plainsmen, and our thanks to them for keeping the drink coolers stocked and ready at Billwood Field.
Scottsbluff County Visitors Bureau. Located just 3 hours from North Platte, Scottsbluff County features some of the most stunning landmarks in the state. From Chimney Rock to the surrounding hills and bluffs, Scottsbluff County has it all for your outdoor exploring dreams.
We are back. The bottom of the 4th inning. The Plainsmen trail 9-3 against the Cage Rats in this ball game. Justin Santos joining me in the broadcast booth. Justin, we thank you for doing the play-by-play on the last inning. Now, I got a question for you. We got a road trip coming up for the Plainsmen. Beginning of this week, 2 days, 3 games, and then 3 days, 4 games at the end of the week. Is there anything that you kind of prepare for on a road trip or anything that the team does differently when you're hitting the road, especially for a long period of time?
Just kind of make sure you have all your clothes. I mean, one of my biggest thing is just I am so paranoid about always forgetting something. I think even at school when we on a road trips, I would triple check, 4 check, 5 check, 6 check my bag. My ritual is always when I get on the bus, I check everything, make sure I at least have my jersey because I can always buy clothes, can't always buy a new jersey. So I think that's one of my biggest things is that make sure I always have my clothes. Making sure I have all my baseball stuff. Because, it's always the worst feeling when you get out there and you're getting ready for a game. And you're like, oh, my gosh, I don't have my cleats. Or, oh, my gosh, I don't have my bat. Or, you just kind of feel uncomfortable without your stuff. It's, like these guys swing their bat. They have their special taped on there. It's kind of the same thing you always hear about a baseball player. You don't ever let somebody else put their hand inside your glove unless you ask. It's just not, it doesn't feel right if you don't have your stuff. So I think that's definitely my thing is that if I'm ever getting prepared for a road trip, I always make sure I have my stuff.
Well, Kenneth Sugi will come up. This will be his second plate appearance as a Plainsman. First pitch from Cunningham. He hits it high in the air.
Leave us, baseball. Leave us.
Center field moving back and making the catch, the center fielder Yatsula. That will be out number 1. Now, of all the teammates you've got there down there on the field and in the dugout, who's the one that post-game, after a game, you're trying to hang out with, spend some time with, get close with?
There's every guy down there. I kind of got a good relationship with. Bryce Butterfield. I've been hanging out with him a couple times throughout the first couple weeks here. Peyton Ramsey. But I can tell you one guy that I definitely like hanging around is Noah Soper, man. Me and him are always sitting next to each other down there, and he is just a big goofball. Me and him get along very well. I think me and him are definitely one of the kind of the two of the same guys, just guys that like to go out and just do stuff, not really necessarily sit in the house. And, we just like being out here at the field. So I think Noah would probably be one of my favorite guys to hang out with, if anything. He is, I can't remember exactly where he's from. I think he's from somewhere in Oklahoma, I believe. But he's a fun guy to hang around, definitely.
Cunningham will get ready to fire the 0-2 pitch.
The fire shot at Soper. He forgot his jersey today, so call him out for that. He forgot his jersey sitting down there in his BP top or his BP shirt as he eats on a granola bar. Probably his 17th granola bar today.
Is Noah a big granola bar guy?
Man, I don't know, but he's a big food guy. I swear, every time I see him, he is definitely eating. He's mellow. The ball's going to maybe get in the gap. Definitely down for a single. Melo's going to try to take 2 on him. Safe. Hustle double there as the center fielder kind of bobbles the ball.
About that. Not the kind of speed that Carmelo's just kind of brought to this team. He seems to have brought a lot of energy and just kind of new energy, new life to this team.
I know Melo is definitely one of my favorite guys too. He's definitely a younger guy. He's a first guy. Or just finished up his freshman year. We definitely got a lot of younger guys on this team, and he's definitely one of my favorite guys. We kind of joked about it. I know his dad wasn't too happy, but me and him kind of got thrown out of the game the other night, and but we sat down there and I was telling him, sometimes it's okay to get thrown out of a game if you do it in the right way, but if you don't do it in the right way, it's not okay, and I talked to him about it, kind of being an older guy, and as a catcher, it was definitely the right way to do it. He did it. He was kind of defending his pitcher as like I was doing, and but he's been one of the guys that I like to hang out around. He's got good IQ for a young guy. He has got a really good IQ behind the dish. Calls a really good game. Has a decent bat. I like to see where he goes in the next couple of years as he gets bigger and stronger and older, and see where he ends up. He's definitely been a delight to have once he got here.
Runge takes it high and tight. Count is 3-0 as Cunningham starts the inning off after the flyout with a double, and now a 3-0 count to Trey Runge.
Trey's another guy that I've liked to hang out with too. He's more of a quiet guy, but he's definitely been kind of opening up to us, and he's been kind of cool to hang around. He fouls one back, 3-0. Talking about the young guys, though, I think everybody's pretty much on their first or second year of college. I know me and the Bond twins and Prince are kind of the older guys of the team. I'm being 22. I think Ramsey's older too, but I'm 22. Or the Bond twins are 23. Prince is 22. So I've definitely been fun. It's definitely been fun, kind of teaching the younger guys and talking to them and kind of talking more about baseball than anything, and kind of being a leader of those guys. So, like I was telling Melo, just kind of like I told him, he has a good IQ. It's just he has there's a couple things that he could probably learn a little bit more. And this foul ball is going to go down the first base line and foul. Everybody's got to learn more things whenever they get older. And like I said, he's already at a good spot now that he knows where he's going to go. And I'm going to be happy to see where he goes in the next couple of years as he gets older. Like I said, just kind of doing things the right way. He's really good behind the dish. I haven't had any complaints with him. He's been good energy on the field and good energy off the field, good guy to hang around. So definitely one of the guys I'd like to see after this summer. So I know he's from – where's he from? It's not Indiana. Is it Indiana? I can't remember.
Who, Runge?
No, Carmelo.
He is from Cudahy, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, that's what it is.
Now, I got to ask you, out kind of down that right field line, we have the Kona ice truck. We have it there every Sunday. Have you partaken yet before a game?
I have not partaken in yet before the game. I'm not a big guy. I don't like to get a lot of food in me before games. My mom always yells at me because I don't ever eat before games. I'm just like my dad. And my dad, he's 50-something now, and he still plays slow pitch softball, and his big thing is he doesn't like to eat before games. He's really weird. He'll have his rock star, and that's about it. I'm the same way. I'll have my coffee and come to the ballpark, and that's about all I eat, especially on days I pitch. I don't think I'll ever eat until after the game. I don't know. It's just some of those things. I can't do it before I pitch. It's just, I don't know. So I always said it makes me play better, but probably not the best thing, but definitely been a thing that I do.
Well, have you found yourself a good coffee spot here in Ithaca? Because I know our own marketing and promotions intern, Corey, loves to get Dunkin' before every single game.
I get Dunkin'. Dunkin's not bad. They got a Starbucks and a Scooters here, if you ever know what Scooters is. But, yeah, that's not bad. But, man, I've been really pleasured to come join you on the broadcast today. I'll have to come do it again sometime.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you up here, and we'd love to have you up here again sometimes on some of these home games.
Most definitely. We'll do that. So, good joining you. I'll look forward to doing it next time.
Pleasure. Thank you, Justin Santos, for joining us. We go to the fifth inning at Bill Wood Field. The Plainsmen trail 9-3.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They will have you looking sharp for Nebraska Land days. Whether it's boots, hats, or apparel, KJ's Boots and Western Wear will have you stepping into a world of Western style.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. a proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale, all backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Clear, focused eye care with comprehensive optometry service ranging from exams, corrective lenses, and treatments for dry eye. Clear Focus is your one-stop shop for any visual needs you have. Check them out at clearfocuseyecare.com.
Anthony Comfort's day is done. He was done in the last inning. We'll give you his final line score as we thank Justin Santos for joining me on the broadcast today. We're going to love to have him on for future ball games here at Billwood Field. Comfort went 3 1/3, allowed 10 hits, 9 runs. He struck out 4 batters as some tough luck hits. Man, that was a tough word to say. Allowed by him that got into some trouble and got him into a jam. And just unable to find some outs there. There was one that was rocketed right back off his glove, but sometimes the ball just bounces the wrong way and knocked it off. As his day was over in the last inning, Nikolai Arbach came on, got a double play immediately. So the fireman, the last game these two teams played, becomes the fireman again. Again, he came in relief of Dylan Graw, immediately shut down the Cage Rats and started to spur a Plainsman rally. At that point, they were trailing by quite a few runs. They had allowed 7 on the board and only had 1 to their name. Trailed by 6 in that game. They ended up scoring 4 and made it a 3-run ball game at the very end as the first pitch is a strike to Chase Burleson. Plainsmen trail by 6 in this one, 9-3 as Arbach working his second inning of relief. Fires the 0-1 pitch into the dirt. It's ball 1. Burleson singled back in the 4th. He was also selected as the K-man in today's game and struck out in the first. His first at-bat that ended that inning and kept them from batting around. They did bat around in the 4th, now in the 5th. Takes a half swing. He did not go, says they checked it, so the count is 2-1 to the left fielder. Arbach ready. The righty fires inside, count is 3-1. Arbach, the sophomore at Dakota State University from Heidi, South Dakota, will fire in the 3-1 pitch. Check swing, and he went. Full count. His last outing was against the Cage Rats on Friday. He went 2 innings, allowed just 1 hit, and struck out 2 batters as he kept the Plainsmen in that ball game. He fires it in a 3-2. That's off, and it clangs off the fence on the right field side. As some kids scramble after the baseball, knowing the reward of ice cream. Full count, nobody out. To the leadoff man here in the 5th. Plainsmen, after 6 runs in the 4th, trail 9-3. The pitch is fouled off into the backstop. So the count remains full to this leadoff man here in the 5th inning, as the Plainsmen will try and have a clean one, still down 6 runs, hoping for a rally. Swinging a ground ball on the infield. It's kicked off the glove of Runge into right field, and he'll find his way on. Runge charged it. That's going to be ruled an E4. As it kicked off the glove. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Holden Yatzlaw. He's been hit twice by a pitch, and he flew out to right field to start the 2nd. Here's the first pitch as a fly ball hit into left center field. Moving over is Knowlton. He'll settle under it and he'll make the catch. That'll be out number 1. Zach Knowlton gets under it, makes the play. And so the Plainsmen have their first out here in the 5th inning before Kobe DeJesus comes to the plate. He started this series 6 of 6. He flew out to right in the 2nd, and then he hit a sac fly back in the 4th. That long inning that seemed like it wouldn't end. And now he'll come on with 1 out and a runner on first. Arbach looks in, kicks, fires, and it's away, ball 1. To DeJesus, who has a single and an RBI today. From the University of Houston, runner goes down from first, throws a bit away, throw down to second, skips into center field, but Burleson will hold at second with a stolen base. So the Plainsmen have yet to catch anyone stealing. And now in a 1-1 count, they have a runner in scoring position and out of double play trouble. With DeJesus, the top hitter in this series, up to hit. So 1-1 the count to DeJesus. The shortstop, who has seen 1 ground ball in today's game. And he takes a strike. Count is 1-2. The Plainsmen have yet to strike him out in this series. He is one of just 2 batters who that is the case for. As the 1-2 is high inside, and it gets away from Ortiz, so down to third will go Burleson. So it's 90 feet away from becoming a 7-run ball game here in the 5th inning. DeJesus apt to bat now, even in the count, 2-2. So after the wild pitch, Burleson waits at third. Here's the 2-2 from Arbach. Inside, ball 4, it skips away from Carmelo Ortiz. Excuse me, that'll be ball 3, count is full. But the wild pitch scores a run, and it's now 10-3. Count full to DeJesus. In a 7-run baseball game, the Plainsmen trailing the Cage Rats. Now nobody on as Arbach kicks and fires. And that's ball 4. He walked him. And that'll bring up the 3-hitter, Matthew Lemke. He's gone 3 for 5 yesterday, and he's gone 2 of 3 today. His only out was a ground out in the 2nd inning. That was a 1-2-3 inning by Comfort, his only 1-2-3 inning today. He also had a clean inning in the 3rd after the leadoff double, but did not allow a run. They now trail by 7 with DeJesus on first. Takes this lead in a foul ball off towards the right side. It will miss the Kona ice truck by a couple of feet. And just as the bus of the Liberal BJs seemed to be a target, now the Kona ice truck might be a fun target in this ball game. 1-1 count, runner goes, pitches inside. That's going to be a strike, but the throw down to second is high, so he'll have his steal, but the count is 0-2. It looked like a pitch that was going to be tight against Lemke. He had to kind of back out of the way. However, they rule it a strike. But DeJesus' first stolen base of this series puts another in scoring position, 0-2 with 1 man out. Arbach, distracted, will now kick and fire, and that's a line drive into left field. It'll settle in front of Sanbon. That's De Jesus. So runners at the corner with one man out. We'll bring up the cleanup hitter in Wilson. Blake Wilson, 5 hits in this series. He is 5 of 7. He has struck out twice, so whenever he hasn't gotten a hit, he is K'd. But it's been 2 doubles by his part today after 3 singles yesterday, on Friday. First pitch is well away, count is 1-0. Wilson waits for the first. And that's strike 1. Dancing at first base is Matthew Lemke. He already has a stolen base today. That was back in the first inning. His other single was in the 4th, but he was held honest. Runner goes, throw is inside, and it hit him. So the bases are loaded. For Jimmy Fafinski, the designated hitter, his first at-bat was an error, but it was a 2-run scoring error. Then after that, he is grounded out to Runge and got an RBI single, just as pretty much everybody did back in that 4th inning, and he will have the bases loaded with 1 man out. Nikolai Arbach trying to get out of an inning. He proved to be the fireman on Friday night. Now trying to get out of his own jam as the next pitch is fouled off into the screen. Count is 0-1. Ball. So the count stays with Fafinski at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball down the left field line. Sanbon moving over and watching it fly into foul territory. Fafinski hit it hard, but was just ahead of it as Sanbon gives up chasing on it and lets it fall foul. Arbach will kick with the 1-2. Swinging a line drive down the line. That's a base hit. It'll score 1 over to third. And stopping is Lemke. So the bases remain loaded as the batters go station to station on the RBI single. It is now 11-3. And after the last inning, where the Cage Rats batted around and scored 6 runs, they have scored 2 already here in the 5th. And only 1 out against them. It was all started by the error on Trey Runge, who booted a ground ball off his glove, let it kick into right field. And then a stolen base and 2 wild pitches brought him into score, as now hitting is Ben Tate. Tate swings on the first pitch, a ground ball up the middle. It gets through the glove of Mitsuki Kono. That's a base hit, scoring 1. Second run scores. It is 13-3, and it is now a 10-run ball game. As over to second moves Fafinski. And the Plainsmen, after keeping it close with the Cage Rats on Friday, are struggling in this one. As that single up the middle scores 2, Davin Conway will come out to the mound. And Nikolai Arbach, who served as a fireman on Friday, got them out of a few jams, kept them in the ballgame, and provided them a spark. Has a rough outing tonight, and he will leave with 2 on and just 1 man away in a 10-run deficit for the Plainsmen, on the verge of another batted around frame. We'll have a pitching change here at Bill Wood Field when we come back.
Great Plains Foot and Ankle, providing quality health care since 1991. Great Plains Foot and Ankle is the perfect place to go for any foot pains. And with no referrals needed, it's as easy as ever to schedule an appointment with them today.
Maple Park Dental Associates has the best quality dental care and the friendliest staff with top-notch dentists in 3 locations. You can be sure to get your regular checkups and cleaning plus any dental care anyone in your family needs, including fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, wisdom tooth extractions, implants, dentures, partials, straightening, and whitening. They can even help with those facial fine lines and wrinkles. Love your smile with the help of Maple Park Dental Associates with offices in North Platte, Sutherland, and Broken Bow.
Miller Coors provides beer to Bellwood Field for the 2023 season. From Coors Banquet and Light to Budweiser and other Bud products, the Plainsmen are proud to have Miller Coors provide beverages for all Plainsmen home games, and please drink responsibly.
Pitching change on the mound. Another lefty for the Plainsmen will be Nick Hockmer coming in on the mound. Now, he's officially listed as a pitcher on the Plainsmen roster. However, those of us here who have followed the team know him more as a batter. Hockmer has only played 2 games as a pitcher. However, at the plate, he has appeared in 7 with 23 plate appearances. He's been hitting .350 on the year on the mound. He's pitched 4 innings in 2 games. He has an 0-1 record, allowed 8 hits, an 18 ERA. He was actually supposed to be the left fielder in today's ball game when we got the lineup from Jared Jones earlier today. However, at about 2:50, that was changed to Sam Bond, as Bond became the new left fielder, hitting for him in the 5-hole. And Hockmer, on a day where he's maybe scheduled to get some rest as a late scratch, will now come in on the mound, and he will face Matt Whitting. With 2 on, 1 man out, a 4-run inning, a 10-run ball game after the Plainsmen had it tied going into the top half of the 4th inning. As the lefty settles, his first pitch is in the dirt, and a nice block by Carmelo Ortiz keeps the runners honest. So the count is 1-0. The count to Whitting. He was 0 for 3 yesterday, on Friday, feels like yesterday. Had a single in his last at-bat, and there's a ground ball over to third. Picked by McConaughey. McConaughey puts the tag on the runner going down to third. So there is an out as he's unable to get the throw off in time to first. So a fielder's choice will put Whitting on the first base bag, but the out with Fafinski trying to go down to third gets them their second. And that will bring up Nick Carlson. Carlson grounded into a double play to end the 4th inning is Whitting. Scoring is Tate. It is an 11-run ball game, and 2 innings in a row the Cage Rats have batted around. And that will bring up Chase Burleson. Burleson, the righty, takes ball 1. At second base is Matt Whitting. At first is Nick Carlson after the single. The 1-0 is high. It's ball 2. I've seen plenty of baseball games where a team bats around once. I've never seen one where they bat around twice. And in back-to-back innings, we almost had it earlier, as there's a ground ball foul on the left side. And by we, I do not mean the Plainsmen. However, a game that I did back on the 5th of 8, almost batted around in the 8th inning after they batted around in the 6th, as there's a fly ball into right field. Tough play, but makes the catch is Runge, and that will end the inning. 5 more runs score for the Cage Rats as they bat around in the 2nd consecutive inning. 14-3, your score. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, we're going to have another guest joining us on the broadcast when we come back.
The Nebraska Lottery. From the Mega Millions to the jackpot and the Nebraska Pick 5, the Nebraska Lottery has it all. And with realtors all over the state, it's as easy as ever to try your luck on the lottery. And please remember to gamble responsibly.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. a proud partner to the ESPN events and iHeart Radio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale, all backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They have everything you need to embrace the Western lifestyle. Find the perfect fit, whether it's boots, hats, or apparel. Step into a world of Western style at KJ's Boots and Western Wear.
We are back. Bottom half of the fifth inning, the Plainsmen allow the Cage Rats to bat around again in the top half. They trail 14-3 as we go into this inning. We're going to have Jen Milne joining us in the broadcast booth from Fur. Jen, thank you for coming up here and joining us in the broadcast booth.
Thank you for having me.
So explain a little bit what your group is.
Well, I mean, in short, we're an animal rescue. We created ourselves 12 years ago to help keep our local city municipal shelter no kill. So what we do is we provide rescue for our city shelter, and that, I mean, that's a whole bunch of different things. But we provide rescue for them, and we've been able to help keep them no kill for over 10 years now.
That's very impressive. What goes into all the logistics of making sure that the dogs that go in there are able to find a family eventually?
So part of what we do, and what's really important, is we go in there and we get to know the dogs. Okay, this is a city shelter, so they're very understaffed. They have no funding for medical care or any of those types of things. So we go in there, get to know the dogs. We take pictures of the dogs. We name the dogs and the cats. We do assessments with other animals. So essentially, we're creating an identity for every dog and cat that enter the shelter. Within doing that, then we can provide that information to the public and help them get adopted a lot easier. So that's part of one of the very many things we do, but it's been very successful and very helpful at getting adoptions.
Pitches inside, count is 2-1. What does a typical day look like for you in this setting?
Oh, every day is different. You never know who's going to need help. You just really never know what it's going to be like day to day. But it's crazy, but it's wonderful at the same time. You get to save a lot of lives and help people and their pets. So it's great.
A leadoff single from Cade Owens. What has been the most rewarding part of your work with Fur so far?
I would say just overall how far we've come in the last 12 years. You know, we have a lot of long-term goals for our community to make it the best place it can be for its animals, and we've just come a long, long way in 12 years, and, you know, we just look forward to continuing to provide for our community through tons of, you know, we have a lot of resources, programs, and that kind of thing, so I don't know. It's just, you know, there's no one particular thing that stands out, but we just really enjoy being an asset to our community.
As there's going to be a base hit by Mitsuki Kono, what other groups, or do you work with any other groups in making sure that once a dog is brought into the shelter that it can be adopted by someone, kind of networking it out so it will be able to find a family?
So really, that's kind of, you know, part of just what we do for the North Platte Animal Shelter. We're a rescue for the North Platte Animal Shelter, but we also have our own shelter for cats here in the North Platte community. You know, cats are so quickly overlooked. A lot of people see them as less important than dogs, so we have a facility for them. But, you know, as far as the dogs go, we just try to do our best to help them all find forever homes, and so far we've been really successful with keeping that going. And you just, you know, it's just... Yeah.
I mean, another question I have for you. So back at home, I have 2 rescue dogs. One is with us right now. The other is on her way up to us. Is there anything that you want people to know who are listening to this and might want to rescue about getting a rescue as opposed to getting a puppy or something from a litter?
Oh, my gosh. I'm a huge advocate for adoption. You know, I hate to say it out loud on here, but 3 million animals are euthanized every single year simply because there aren't enough homes. So if everybody would just stop buying and breeding dogs for a little while, and we just rescue these animals from shelters, and we can really eliminate, this huge problem. Spay and neuter is super important, but there is every breed, every personality, every size, every color, every shape of dogs in shelters and rescues waiting for a home. If you just do a little bit of work, you can find the perfect match for you and literally save a life.
And you yourself, this is Bark in the Park Day, and I'm sure running this agency, it would be very hard not to have any dogs. Do you have any rescue dogs yourself back at home?
We had 2 dogs for 16 years, and we lost the last one 2 years ago, and our heart has not been ready for another one yet. I'm still going to cry after 2 years. So we have just kind of put it in God's hands for him to bring us the perfect rescue dog. So we don't have any dogs right now, but, I work in a vet clinic, I run the rescue, and a million things in between, so there's no shortage of dogs in my life for sure.
Yeah, and when an animal is coming into the shelter, how do you find that dog or that cat that has been neglected and needs care?
A lot of times they come in as strays, and their owners do not claim them. And so, essentially they have no identity. We have to give them an identity and then help find the right home for them. So there's a lot of steps in that process, but it's something we feel very blessed to be able to do. The support of the community, support of communities who support rescues and shelters, we're able to, give a voice to the voiceless and help these animals find homes.
Yeah, and what is the process like going from taking in a stray to making sure that it doesn't have an owner out there and it's not just a lost dog, but it is a dog that will need to find a new permanent home?
So, of course, you always scan for a microchip. If you have a pet, it's really important to microchip them because you just never know. You never know what's going to happen. And with a microchip, the chances of you being reunited with your pet is way, way better than if they're not.
Any one story that sticks out to you?
And he actually just got adopted today. We had to break away from the game here to go do the adoption and then come back. And he got his forever home today. So, every story is unique, every story is important, and every animal, is a piece of our heart. So we're really blessed to be able to do what we do for dogs and for cats.
And how many people work for Fur to make sure that all this stuff can run smoothly?
Well, we aren't all volunteer. So I myself am the director of Fur Animal Rescue. I'm a volunteer. I've never been paid a dime, and I actually work a full-time job on top of this. So, this isn't a side gig to us. This is a part of our life. But there is a handful of volunteers that help run our facility, help make sure that the animals get the care they need. But there's no staff, and the number of people kind of vary by who's available to help us. So it really just depends.
And if there are people out there who maybe don't want to adopt but want to help out in some way, is there any way that they can chip in and help?
Absolutely. We are fully donation-based, so if you're interested in making a donation, you can go to our Facebook page, Fur Animal Rescue. We're on Instagram. If you can't donate, that's fine. Go to our page and follow us. Share our posts. Help us spread the word of animals in need. If you're not local, just go to your local shelter's Facebook page and help spread the word of the animals there, because the more that you share these animals, the more that they get seen. We've had homes we've adopted them out to states all around the United States just from here in North Platte. So your sharing makes all the difference, and in the support of the animals, it's truly incredible to see what other people can do just by sharing.
I was going to say, if someone is out of state but they are really interested in getting a dog from Fur, is there any way that you go about that to make sure that dog safely gets into their hands?
Absolutely. If there's no place that's too far if you're the right fit for the animal. If you're the perfect fit we're looking for, we will go to great lengths. We've adopted a dog to Hawaii before, which was a lot of work, but it was the perfect home for this dog, and this dog was the perfect fit. So there's nothing we won't do to fit these animals to the families that need them. So, if you're not local, don't worry about it. And that goes for most rescues. We're willing to adopt out to anyone that is the right fit, because these animals need homes, and if you're the right fit, then we'll go above and beyond for you.
And if anyone has any questions or anything where they want to follow up, who should they contact and at what place?
So our Facebook is the best place to go, and it's facebook.com/Fur Animal Rescue, or you can follow us on Instagram as well. But we are very heavy on Facebook, so you can visit us there. You can always send us a message, and if you ever have any questions about anything, if you need help with spaying and neutering, anything at all, we're always available. Just shoot us a message, and we'll help in any way we can.
All right, the last question I have, it being Bark and seeing all the dogs, all the animals walking around Billwood.
This has been super, super exciting for us. You know, I brought my kids out here. Like I said, we don't have dogs, so I brought my kids, and they've had a great time. We've had a really fun time, and we're really glad that we were able to make it and that we were invited, and we hope to do this every year if it's available. It's been great.
Well, we at the Plainsmen would love you back in the future. Jen, thank you for joining us up here in the broadcast booth. We thank you for all the work you're doing as well.
Sure, thank you.
We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day as well. Good luck as well with the animal rescue and making sure that everything goes well. I know having two rescue dogs of my own, I know how important it is to make sure that these dogs find their own good home.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We thank you for joining us on the broadcast as Cunningham steps off the mound and gets ready to fire in a 2-2 pitch with 2 men out to Kenneth Sugi after the Plainsmen have scored 1 in this inning. Still trailing by 10. Swinging a ground ball, foul, so we'll do it all over again at 2-2. Sugi has yet to register his first hit as a Plainsman. Two on, 2 out, runners at first and second for Sugi. Here's the pitch, a high fly ball hit in the air to right field. Lemke moving back, he'll now stop, move his way over and make the catch. That'll be out number 3, that'll retire the side. The Plainsmen get 1 back, they still trail by 10 as we go to the 6th inning. And remember, if you have any questions about animal adoption from Fur Rescue, you can check them out online on Facebook. And a huge thank you to Jen Milne for joining me in the broadcast booth as we get ready to take our break.
Nebraska Land Bank. Nebraska Land provides big bank services with the benefits of a local establishment. With 3 locations in North Platte, Nebraska Land provides home loans and personal accounting services along with business service as well.
North Platte Regional Airport. With 2 daily flights to Denver, North Platte Regional Airport is just 1 short connection away from any destination in the world, all with short lines and personal service. Remember on your next flight to fly with North Platte.
Pepsi. From providing beverages to Plainsmen home games to being in the local deli's drink cooler, Pepsi is proud to support the North Platte Plainsmen, and our thanks to them for keeping the drink coolers stocked and ready at Billwood Field.
Scottsbluff County Visitors Bureau. Located just 3 hours from North Platte, Scottsbluff County features some of the most stunning landmarks in the state. From Chimney Rock to the surrounding hills and bluffs, Scottsbluff County has it all for your outdoor exploring dreams.
The Plainsmen score another run. The only problem, it only makes it a 10-run ball game as we go to the top half of the 6th inning, trailing 14-4. Nick Hockmer back on the mound after he finished off the last inning, has faced 4 batters already, and he will come up and he will face the top of the order as Yatzlaw will get ready to hit as we've been a dog skills competition down on the field, part of our promotion, all in part of Bark at the Park. Probably been my favorite of our promotional days here at Billwood Field, just narrowly beating out our Western Wednesday we had this past week. And while I love the Western theme and everyone embracing it, there's nothing better than looking out in the stands and seeing all the dogs and getting to talk to all these great people. So Yatzlaw will lead it off. He's 0 for 2, but he's been hit by 2 pitches, and each time he's been on base, he has scored as he takes strike 1. He kept that 4th inning going after the first 2 men reached on singles. He flew out back in the 5th, takes ball 1 in the dirt. The pitch from Hockmer is a ground ball, foul on the first base side. Ryan Kelly tried to glove it, but the ball went foul before it could hit his glove. So the count is 1-2. Yatzlaw, 1 of 7 in this series, but with 2 hit by pitches and a walk, has found himself a productive member of the Cage Rats team as he takes ball 2. Count even, 2 apiece to Holden Yatzlaw. Ball 3. And the count is full. And this has been the problem with the Plainsmen pitching all day. They have struggled on working on inside on the batters as he takes ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning, and after the Plainsmen have already allowed the Cage Rats to bat around 2 in a row, each of those were led off with a man getting on base. It was a single in the 4th, an error to start the 5th, and now DeJesus, who walked his last time at the dish. Line drive through the left side, base hit. Bond will throw it back on the infield, down to second goes Yatslav. So it's 2 on and nobody out after the single for Matthew Lemke. Lemke is 3 for 4 today. He is 6 for 9 on this entire series. The only time he has been put out was a ground out to Mitsuki Kono in the 2nd. The only 1-2-3 inning the Plainsmen have had defensively, as the first pitch is lobbed on the infield. Kono ranges over towards third and he makes the catch. That will be out number 1. Mitsuki Kono had a better read on it than Kyle McConaughey, and so he called off the third baseman and made the catch. As now with 1 man down, it will bring up Blake Wilson. He was 3 for 4 entering today in the series. He has 2 hits and a hit by pitch, a strikeout back in the 1st. As both runners go, ball's in the dirt, it kicks in front of Ortiz, so 2 stolen bases. The double steal pays off, and now the infield will move away from double play depth and play in their normal positionment. Wilson ready to hit. Kono playing a couple of steps in. Against the righty, Wilson, who takes ball 1 high. Two on the count, 2 men on. Facing the third baseman, Wilson. He hits a ground ball over to third. McConaughey spears it. Runner goes home, but he'll throw down to first. That is in plenty of time. Out number 2, but the run scores. So a sac hit for Blake Wilson, his 3rd RBI of the day. Yatslav scores his 3rd run of the day, as staying at second base, not tempting Kyle McConaughey, was Kobe DeJesus, and that'll bring up Jimmy Fafinski. 3 for 4 today, with some singles peppered in there. 4 runs batted in. The only time he was out was a 4-3 ground out as he takes ball 1 high. The next pitch is low. It's ball 2. "12 runs allowed in the last 3 innings by the Plainsmen. As Hockmer fires it in, and there's strike number 1. So the 2-1 count. Down at second is DeJesus, and the pitch is fouled off towards the right side. It'll get well out of play and into the parking lot and will hit off the dirt. So the count is even at 2-2. There was a chance if that ball had been hit a little harder, it would have hit a white SUV. But instead it remains 2-2, 2 men out. Swing and a miss, he got him. The Plainsmen get out of the frame. The leadoff man scores, but after that, Hockmer settles him on down. It's 15-4 as we enter the bottom of the 6th.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They will have you looking sharp for Nebraska Land days. Whether it's boots, hats, or apparel, KJ's Boots and Western Wear will have you stepping into a world of Western style.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. a proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale, all backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Clear, focused eye care with comprehensive optometry service ranging from exams, corrective lenses, and treatments for dry eye. Clear Focus is your one-stop shop for any visual needs you have. Check them out at clearfocuseyecare.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 15-4 your score as the Cage Rats leading the Plainsmen. New pitcher on the bump for the Cage Rats after 5 innings of beautiful work by Cunningham. He got a grand total of just 6 hits, 4 runs. One of those was an unearned run off the error in the first inning by the center fielder Yatzlaw that allowed Mitsuki Kono to get on base and start a 3-run rally so far, the closest the Plainsmen have come in this ball game. As the new pitcher, getting ready, a righty on the bump. He will try and settle down the Plainsmen. Number 18. Ryan Dollar, number 18. He will take the mound. A righty. And excuse me for the time taken in there, as there was some confusion as to who was going to be the pitcher. Again, the Cage Rats, there are a couple of rosters floating out there. There's the one that we have available by them. However, the one they gave us initially did not have numbers. Another one that they gave us had jersey sizes and number, but it's a little disorganized. It's sorted by size, as the first pitch is a ground ball to Ortiz, fielded by the shortstop to Jesus, fires it on to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. But the first roster that we actually got numbers on came in on Friday. It is sorted by jersey size, as I was saying, so the numbers are out of order. It is hard to find where they are. On the official roster they gave us, there was no numbers, and the point streak roster that we have, numbers keep changing around. As coming up to the plate is Trey Runge. Runge takes ball 1 in the dirt. Dollar coming on. He will ready and fire. Foul ball off to the right side. It will just miss hitting a Jeep in the parking lot. So the count evens. At this point, we are really just rooting for a car to get hit. And personally, I am completely fine with that, as there's another foul ball into the parking lot. Will this one hit a car? No. It will hit off the ground. In a game like this, you have to find something to talk about. And I may as well talk about a ball hitting a car. That would make me feel, well, that would just be serendipitous. As the 1-2 pitch is in there for strike 3. Got him looking. And there's out number 2. So Runge strikes out twice in this game, and that'll bring up the bottom hitter, Kyle McConaughey. McConaughey 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out today. Facing the righty from the University of Houston, also a Houston, Texas native, ball 1 inside. A lot of Texas players on this Cage Rats team. Again, they are based out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. As the 1-0 pitch is off the inside of the bat, it will be a fair ball, and it will be a 1 unassisted play. So that ends the 6th inning. Still 15-4 in this ball game.
The Nebraska Lottery. From the Mega Millions to the jackpot and the Nebraska Pick 5, the Nebraska Lottery has it all. And with realtors all over the state, it's as easy as ever to try your luck on the lottery. And please remember to gamble responsibly.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. a proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale, all backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They have everything you need to embrace the Western lifestyle. Find the perfect fit, whether it's boots, hats, or apparel. Step into a world of Western style at KJ's Boots and Western.
New pitcher on the mound for the North Platte Plainsmen as they trail 15-4, an 11-run ball game. As the new man getting on the mound, Hideyoshi Kawahara, he will pitch. After an inning and 2/3 by Hockmer sets up Kawahara. And sorry for some of the technical difficulties we've been experiencing on the YouTube stream. We know that it's been a little bit laggy for all these home games and all the road games on the radio stream as well. We are not running off of a fixed Wi-Fi, but a Viero hotspot. And it works just about 99% of the time. The only problem is there's that 1% when things get a little bit choppy, as it did earlier today. However, we seem to have fixed it. We've been lowering some settings, trying to make it a little bit easier. And a huge thank you to my live stream operator, Daniel Castagna. We had him on the broadcast on Friday. He's been making sure all this stuff runs smoothly technically and getting this all fixed. I could not do this without him, as Kawahara will pitch to Ben Tate, Matt Winning, and Nick Carlson, barring any substitutions by the Cage Rats, as Winning will come up to hit. Kawahara, the righty, has had some good appearances for the Plainsmen. He's made himself a very good reliever out of the bullpen. However, his last time didn't go entirely well. 3 games, a 5.07 ERA. He's allowed a total of 3 earned runs. That last appearance, he went 3 innings, allowed 2 earned runs. That was against the BJs, as the first pitch is a high fly ball on the right field side. Moving over is Runge in the outfield, and he makes the catch. Out number 1. That was the 9-inning game we played against the BJs after the doubleheader against them on the 8th. He threw the last 3 innings of the 15-8 Plainsmen loss as he gets ready to face Matt Winning. And it's a ground ball on the infield. Runge lets it go through his legs. And another error by Trey Runge. And Hideyoshi Kawahara clearly upset. The 5th error the Plainsmen have allowed in today's ball game. And after they had only 1 error allowed against the Cage Rats on Friday, it's just like the game. A swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Thursday against the BJs when 5 errors were allowed. Is now hitting is Nick Carlson. Check on the runner at first, but he's back in plenty of time. After today's game, the Plainsmen will look ahead to a road trip to get their mind at ease. They will play 7 games on the road as the next pitch is hit high in the air down the right field line. Moving over is Sugi. He makes the catch. That's out number 2. So after the 7-game homestand, the 7-game road stand, they will start tomorrow 2 games, a doubleheader against the Colorado Tribe. That's a high school developmental team in Aurora, Colorado. First pitch is at 5:30. That will be on the Citrus 3 radio stream as the pitch is in there for strike 1 against Chase Brown. Burleson, excuse me. Chase Burleson, 5:30 Central Time, 4:30 Colorado time as the next pitch is in the dirt. It gets through Carmelo Ortiz. Down to second goes the runner on the wild pitch. After that, the Plainsmen play the 2nd game of that doubleheader against the Tribe. Then on Tuesday, they get the Greeley Grays. The Grays will play at 6 p.m. against the Plainsmen. And after that, they get 3 days off, a doubleheader against the Western Nebraska Pioneers before facing the Pios on Father's Day, as the next pitch is high and tight. It's 2-1. That doubleheader making up the game we lost on the 30th of May due to the rough thunderstorm that rolled into town. 2-1 the count. High, it's 3-1 to Burleson. And then after that, the 18th, a Father's Day baseball game, 4:35 Mountain Time start, so 5:35 Central against the Pioneers. As the 3-1 pitch is a line drive into the glove of Kyle McConaughey. So after the leather was not flashed throughout this entire game, we finally have it. Plainsmen leave a runner on. It's still 15-4.
Nebraska Land Bank. Nebraska Land provides big bank services with the benefits of a local establishment. With 3 locations in North Platte, Nebraska Land provides home loans and personal accounting services along with business service as well.
North Platte Regional Airport. With 2 daily flights to Denver, North Platte Regional Airport is just one short connection away from any destination in the world, all with short lines and personal service. Remember on your next flight to fly with North Platte.
Pepsi. From providing beverages to Plainsmen home games to being in the local deli's drink cooler, Pepsi is proud to support the North Platte Plainsmen, and our thanks to them for keeping the drink coolers stocked and ready at Billwood Field.
Scottsbluff County Visitors Bureau. Located just 3 hours from North Platte, Scottsbluff County features some of the most stunning landmarks in the state. From Chimney Rock to the surrounding hills and bluffs, Scottsbluff County has it all for your outdoor exploring dreams.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The North Platte Plainsmen trail 15-4 against the Cage Rats in a game that has started quickly and then seemed like it has gone on forever since then. Another one where the Plainsmen have just let it get away from them, as Cade Owens will be back leading off the inning. The leadoff man, he's 1 for 3. He reached on an error in the second, got a single, and flew out to the right fielder in today's contest. Again, we spent the last part of the game, the last inning, talking about the Plainsmen road stand. Father's Day, part of that game against the Western Nebraska Pioneers. There's going to be a party bus coming from North Platte to that game for host families to watch the game and enjoy a Father's Day Plainsmen ball game. As the first pitch to Cade Owens is low, ball 1. It'll be exciting to see some Plainsmen fan on the first base side in Gehring for that one. And then after that, the Plainsmen stay on the road, and in Mountain Time, they take on the Denver Rough Riders on the 19th. As the next pitch is high, it is 2-0. That game, first pitch will be at 8 o'clock Central, so 7 Mountain. As the 2-0 pitch is in there for strike 1, count is 2-1. The Rough Riders play in Denver proper. However, the stadium they play at is just a bit north. As the 2-1 count is a liner up the middle, that's the base hit. Leadoff single for Cade Owens. And the Plainsmen get a man on. Owens' second hit in a row for Mitsuki Kono. The Plainsmen will play 4 games against the Rough Riders. They get that 1 on Monday. Then they have 3 in a row on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. That'll be the last 3 games the Plainsmen play at Billwood Field before they end their season in Hays, Kansas. Meanwhile, after the Rough Riders on the 19th, they get the Greeley Grays on the 20th back at Billwood, as the first pitch is a strike to Mitsuki Kono. Then we get a much-needed off day on the 21st. That's the schedule ahead. As this game continues on, I'd like it to not interfere too late into the evening, as the 0-1 pitch is a foul back over the press box. And there's the press box shot of the day. Count is 0-2. The reason why I don't want to continue on too long is tomorrow the team bus for Aurora, Colorado leaves at 8 in the morning. I'm a bit of a morning person myself. I always wake up at around 6 in the morning, maybe 5:30. Pitches in front of the plate. Down to second moves Cade Owens. So a runner in scoring position with a 1-2 count. We have been calling it Toby time in the dorms, anything kind of early in the day. So I'm not too upset with the 8 o'clock leave time. However, It's going to be a bit difficult to figure out getting a ride as it's strike 3 looking. Kono goes down without a fuss. And it's 1 out for the 3-hitter, Ryan Kelly, who's been playing over at first base. And he's had a fairly clean day over there at the bag. Some tough throws for him, but other than that, he's been able to pick the ball out of the dirt and move himself around in time. As the first pitch, he went around, strike 1. Hopefully this bus ride to Aurora smoother than the bus ride back from Gehring. That was through the thunderstorm. Strike 2 to Kelly. That thunderstorm was something to go through. However, looking forward to spending some time back out in Colorado. I've only been to Colorado once. That was to visit my mom in Denver, who was interning with the Denver Museum of Art back in 2017 as part of her master's in museum studies from Harvard University. Shout out, Mom. I know that makes you proud. And certainly we're proud of you for getting that. But Denver was a wonderful place to visit. And can't wait to get back there this week as the 1-2 pitches in the dirt to Kelly. Count evens 2 apiece. Again, those games will not be broadcast on the Plainsmen YouTube channel, as we will not be bringing all of this equipment and setup on the road. However, it will be broadcast via Citrus 3 radio, so you can still get your fix of Plainsmen baseball. As the 2-2 pitches hit on the ground, up through the hole in the middle, a dive by Whitting. Gets into center field. It's muffed by Yatsula. In to score is Cade Owens. And the Plainsmen get another run across. So it's back to being a 10-run ball game, and the Plainsmen can maybe make it single digits and make it seem a little less of a blowout. That'll bring up Knowlton. No hits today. He did walk back in the first, but returning to a bit of his slump that he had earlier as a swing and a miss, strike 1. As we see down in front of the dugout, our own Plainsman Pete mascot getting fixed up by one of our game day staff, tucking in the neck, getting the handkerchief and his bandana all set. As the 1-1 pitch now to Zach Knowlton from Dollar. The righty from the University of Houston is a swing and a miss. That's strike 2. And the count is 1-2. Knowlton struck out back in the 5th. An inning where the Plainsmen could have used a bit of a rally. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3 swinging. So 2 outs that Dollar has got in this inning. They've both come on strikeouts, his 3rd of the game. And now Sam Bond, who has 1 hit today. That was his 2nd overall hit of the year. Past there, though, he struck out and flew out. His single did drive in, too. Part of that first inning that tied the game. And he swings on that one right into the glove of Tate. Inning over. Plainsmen go to the 8th. They get a run across, but a run at this point makes it a 10-run game.
Looking to unleash your inner cowboy or cowgirl? Check out KJ's Boots and Western Wear. They will have you looking sharp for Nebraska Land days. Whether it's boots, hats, or apparel, KJ's Boots and Western Wear will have you stepping into a world of Western style.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your ticket.
Well, due to the run rule innings and maybe the Cage Rats wanting to have a shorter game due to the wait time we had on the umpires, this game is now over. 15-5, your final score. Plainsmen fall to 0-10 on the season. Before the game, we were told it would be a 9-inning affair. However, the 10 runs through the 7th. That game was through. We were supposed to play 9. However, the run rule kicks into effect in this game, so the Plainsmen will lose 10-5. Their worst loss of the season, as they hit the road trip before facing the Colorado Tribe at 0-10. And for North Platte, that is the last position you want to be in However, they have 2 tomorrow against the Tribe. And for the Plainsmen, you're going to look to at least split that series against a high school team. And if they can't split that, you're going to be looking at the Greeley Grays game following on Tuesday in Greeley as they get ready to hit the road early tomorrow. We will still have coverage for you on there, games you can find on Citrus 3 Radio, but for now on the YouTube stream, this has been all for the Plainsmen as they fall to 0-10 of the season. Tobias Zabori along with Daniel Castagna one last time in this homestand from Billwood Field.